5, 4, 3, 2.
Peggy 18.
Ugh.
Some gummy bear is exactly what I need this morning.
Oh, they're filling like the direct thing. That's cute.
Oh.
Looks like Legos.
Where's the lo-fi remix of this? Yeah! What's up, Jules? What's up, KB Smith? That rogue Rich. Let's go.
Okay.
There it is. There it is, Doom.
All right.
That is so pretty.
Starting it off with a bang. Here we go.
This reminds me of Final Fantasy 15 in like the best way.
I can see it, yeah. One of my favorite things about a Mario Kart game is listening to that new music too. So I'm so excited to hear all the new tunes,
this
man.
Is good. Oh, there he is!
New characters.
There he is! Oh, it's Luigi. Let's get the stare.
Cards.
Hell yeah!
Oh, what a banger!
Ski-Doos and snow machines. Oh my gosh, cool. And airplanes.
The Mario Kart. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can do Looks like some Diddy Kong racing mechanics there, Andy. I think this might be up your alley.
That's practical.
It's finally time for a game to maybe overtake Diddy Kong Racing.
Whoa! Oh, that jungle track looks really cool. Oh, inside the question mark block, that looked awesome.
Riding on the side, that's sick.
You got Shy Guy, you got King Boo, you got a big cow!
Rail grinding! Yo! What the heck? You can rail grind in Mario Kart now, holy crap! Whoa! You can ride the wheels out, what the heck? What the heck? Oh, that looks so awesome!
There it is.
Oh my god, you could get it in.
Oh, that looks so awesome!
Oh, look at that, you get costumes, that's cool.
Yo, what the? So you can like drive in the trailers now? What happens when you drive in the trailers? That looks sick!
Oh, it's the worm from Dune!
Alternate costumes!
Mario Kart World.
Ooh, look
Oh my
at
god,
background.
That looks pretty sweet.
That looks incredible. Oh my goodness. Wait, are they implying like all the tracks are like interconnected with the world title?
I don't know, that'd be pretty tight. The director for Nintendo Switch 2. Thank you for your service, everybody.
Yeah.
最初にご覧いただいたのは、任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフト、マリオカートワールドです。さて、新しいマリオカートはどんな風になっているんでしょう?
So I heard that this was about 45 minutes or so, like standard direct length.
It's an hour long. It's about an hour long.
Even better.
Welcome to this
vast
world.
It
Wow,
does
that's
look
cool.
like
Throughout
connected.
various regions that span the globe.
Wow, this looks
It's all
great.
interconnected.
And weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Wow.
Yo, Airship! Yo, that was Airship Fortress on the DS! That was Airship Fortress on the DS! Let's go!
And in this Mario
I
Kart
hear
game,
Doom
Let's
is a little
go.
behind.
I'm watching the high quality stream, I don't care.
Oh, okay. I was like, Doom's a little behind.
Yo, that's the Toad's Factory theme. That's Toad's Factory.
Race through 4 courses in a bid for first place.
Oh my god,
Look at that.
the Mario Kart theme
Oh,
playing
it's
Toad's
kinda
Factory, I'm gonna lose it.
You'll also drive
It's
to the
kind of
next
like those
course as
races
part
where
of the
you're like
competition.
racing around the
Wario's
world.
Shipyard?
With 24 drivers in each race,
Koopa Troopa Beach, I wonder if that's the
series
N64
history,
version
the
right there.
competition is gearing up.
Man, look at Bowser. He's got like a mechanic shell on him.
Introducing
Knockout Tour.
Tour.
Okay.
Race
Yeah, all the
non-stop
characters have all
from
these
one corner of the
skins now,
world
that looks
to another.
awesome.
Luigi's hat.
That's good
There
stuff.
are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement
This
shown
looks
when
like
you hit
a
checkpoint,
pretty big step
you'll be
forward for
eliminated.
like a Mario Kart game, I have to say.
I mean, considering
You make it
how
This
long
is-
it's been that we've had Mario Kart 8, you know?
Even like Mario Kart 8, I felt like was like kind of just like a Mario Kart game. You know
can
what I
also
mean?
freely
Like this
drive
looks
around
kind of
this
like
vast world in free roam.
this almost looks
Well,
like
I-
when Pokemon introduced like the wild area or whatever.
Okay.
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
What?
drive
You
wherever
can't
That's
walk.
Grinding on the
cool.
train tracks? Oh my god, yes. Give me all of that.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And
Oh,
even
that's
take
cool.
photos together at different locations.
I predicted in my predictions that this new Mario Kart would be ambitious. This is like exceeding even what I considered for like how ambitious this was going to be.
Ooh, the dinosaurs. Cute.
Oh my god, more Airship Fortress. That's like one of my most wanted tracks. I'm so happy to see that.
What was
that
that
kinda-
dinosaur track? That almost looks like
That
a
kind of-
Diddy Kong Racing track.
That kind of looked like Dino Jungle from Double Dash. I'm not sure though.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So
There you
be on
go.
the lookout for more
You know, I will
information
say-
in the
Okay, April
future.
7th.
DK looks a lot better in that render than he did in that 2-second footage we saw last time. I will say that.
I can't say I noticed DK, but I would believe that. Yeah.
I did notice a few new characters to play as.
Yeah.
Yep. Launch title, baby.
Ooh, new features. All right.
Okay, let's go.
これはスイッチ2のジョイコンで
These are the
Joy-Con
Joy-Con 2.
と呼んでい
Okay,
ます
my Joy-Con 2
右の
controllers for my
Joy-Con
Switch
2には
2.
新たに C ボタンを追加しま
C
した
button. Okay.
この C ボタンで皆さんを新しい体験へお連れしましょう
There. Oh, we know Nintendo. We know.
What do we think of that Switch 2 Snap logo? I don't know if I'm feeling that the exact same way, I have to say.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
I don't know what you mean. I'd have to look at it again. It feels the
It's a new
same as the
snap
Switch
sound.
to me.
That was you. So quick.
I wonder, like, if your chat comes through there. I guess it must.
No.
Next I'm coming for you Come on, no
Is this like what they can do on
Introducing
PlayStation
GameChat,
and
a
Xbox
new
where you can like
feature
talk
for
through your
Nintendo
controller?
Switch 2.
Game
I
chat.
guess so. We're
With
picking
this
up where
feature,
the Wii
you'll
U
be able to
gamepad left off.
communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of neat. Like, it's a
While using the
alternative, you
GameChat
know.
feature, your
Okay,
voice
yeah,
is
there's the mic.
recognized by a
Much
microphone
like
built into the
3DS
console.
days, there was a mic.
Actually getting proper voice chat on a Nintendo console for
It
once.
can pick up your speaking voice clearly.
Yeah,
even from
the
a
C for
distance.
chat button. That's exactly right.
Alright, let's keep going. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a left.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
I might have to switch to the Discord stream because the audio is like a second off from the video on
And you can
YouTube
use
right
this
now.
feature in
At least on
handheld
my
modes,
end.
I think that
letting
you should do
easily
that.
chat with friends and family. If you open the
Ah, you
chat
know what?
menu,
That's kinda neat.
turn on game screen sharing.
It's pretty cool.
Good job There we go
You can also share your game screen. Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it? You guys, I just did it.
They fly now?
Oh shoot
They fly now.
Oh he's trying to
Okay, I got it.
Oh my god.
That dinosaur
coming
track
right
looks
at
so
you.
good. I wonder if you could go in the dino's mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's not
Chat
Dino
to your heart's
Jungle,
content.
because
Even while playing
yeah,
different
that
games.
dinosaur definitely wasn't on the original. I don't know.
It's so hard, right?
By the way, guys, we're seeing Animal Crossing.
in the sky right
Maybe that's New
They were
Horizons
just,
because we're seeing
it
it.
was just, yeah, OG.
Yeah, they're
Right.
showing.
Kirby, look, you're on
Yeah, oh, there's Andy's favorite game right
Kirby
there.
for you, Andy.
Wow.
Pikmin 4.
Now Pikmin 4, that's a goated game.
Guys, I'm lost. Like, where'd you
go
Okay, that's pretty
I'm
neat.
digging
expand
with
another
Mario
friend's
Kart
game
World,
screen.
like there's functionality, like different game styles to play. So you could do the racing, but it looks like you could just do open world, have fun and drive around with your friends too.
Yeah.
have to do a little wall ride?
Yeah, it's kind of like they're trying to they're like combining Mario Kart with like a traditional 3D Mario experience, which seems really interesting.
I'm excited about
reminds me-
that.
It also kind of reminds me of like the Forza Horizon series too.
Let's take a picture here.
You know, what are the best things about Diddy Kong Racing still to this day is that like you can just like kind of go and
On the
drive
right
around like the
Joy-Con 2
overworld. So
controller,
I'm a
there's
big
an
fan of
additional
that.
button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
C for chat. Oh my god, that must be my wife playing Dr. Mario on Nintendo Switch Online.
With her what 200 hours or so on that game.
It's outrageous.
you can quickly
Our
and easily
Joy-Cons.
mute yourself
It's a good thing
and more.
we have some Joy-Con 2
And there's
coming out
this.
because our Joy-Cons are pooched. Oh, look at that! A Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Cool.
Camera.
Hey!
Okay, so
So
streaming.
that's kind of neat.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Even
That
has the
is not
fake
gonna
green
be me
screen
in my
too.
life, but
Yeah.
thank you, Nintendo, for the option.
Playing a game.
When I'm playing video games or playing with friends, I look like a troll, so I don't need to be on camera.
Can you just imagine I'm smoking you guys at Mario Kart, and all of a sudden you see my like my
In your
mug
dreams,
come
but
on,
okay.
like this.
or even better actually, I'm in 3rd place and I act like I just won.
I appreciate
Now that's an
it's
Andy
giving
move.
you
Yeah.
Games like Mario
Using
Party and
GameChat.
Mario Kart, and you can actually like even if you're not right
you
next
can
to your
play
friends, you
games and
could
hang out
feel
as
like
if
you're
you
right
were
next to your
together in the
friends.
same room.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah.
together or compete in online multiplayer games.
Neat.
Chat
Very,
will play
very
your
neat.
personal favorites. Decide your own rules
Oh, there it
for
is.
a retro game competition. Or hold a
Super
sports
Mario World. I might
competition
play some of
between
that after
families.
this.
Yeah, one of the greatest games
All
ever made.
together,
Love me some Super Mario
anytime,
World.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
That's pretty cool.
GameChat.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That girl
I
was
don't know if
holding
either of us
this
had this on our
big.
bingo card, Doom.
ゲームチャットは
No, we didn't. I didn't expect Nintendo to actually have a competent voice chat service. This is really nice.
まるでその場で一緒に遊んでい
It
る
seems
かの
like
よう
it's
に
limited to
楽しんで
friends
もら
only.
い
It
たい
doesn't look like you can
そ
do
の
it with
思いから
strangers still,
開
but
発しま
like
した
I feel like that would have been a bigger
先
deal
ほどの
maybe
映像
10
に出
years
ていた
ago.
カメラは
Nowadays, I don't think that's how most people really play online gaming in that regard.
Yeah.
Most people just kind of stick with Discord and their social circle
ゲームチャッ
nowadays.
トをご利用いただくには Nintendo
Oh,
Switch
there
Online
it
へ
is.
の加入
Nintendo
を
Switch
NSO
Online
required.
membership.
ですが
Well, I mean, well,
I guess that
yeah,
makes
makes
sense,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
してもらいたい
It
ということか
it's
ら
good because it's starting to feel the more they add to NSO, the more it feels worth
ぜひ
having
遊
NSO.
んでみてくだ
That
さい
is that is true, yeah.
ゲームチャットは
Oh, welcome offer until March
スイッチに対応し
31st
ており
next year.
お子さんがお友達と遊ぶ際には保護者の許可を必要とするなどさまざまな設定が可能になっています。
もう一つ、ご家族やお友達とゲームを遊ぶ新しい
Another
体
new
験をご紹介
experience
しま
with
す。
family and friends.
Nintendo Switch ではソフトが1本しかなくてもジョイコンをお裾分けして遊ぶことができますが Nintendo Switch 2ではさらにソフトがない他の本体ともすぐに一緒
Oh,
に遊
that's
べる
awesome. Oh, so it's kind of like they're bringing DS download play back, but for the
お裾
Switch
分け通信
too.
は
Yeah,
That's
that's
2 は
awesome.
もちろんスイッチでも受け取ることができ
Oh, on different
最大
switches
4台
too.
でプレイできます
Yeah.
相手に自分の
Yeah,
画面を見ら
that's
れ
really
たくない
that's
ゲ
really
ー
cool
ム
that
で
they're
も
bringing that back.
1本のソフトで一緒に
That'll
遊
That's
べ
a
ます
pretty forward-thinking move from Nintendo.
また
I don't know how often
対応しており
During the
I don't know how
marathon,
often-
like
Yeah, I was
Game
I was gonna say, I
I
don't know
don't have
how
a lot
often
of
I would
opportunity
use
to
it,
do this in real life.
but I feel well, like I feel like a lot of kids, especially nowadays, would get some like really good use out of that. Because I definitely, at least when I was a kid, like we would do DS download play all the time, like when we were on the bus during a field trip.
もちろんスイッチ2の専用ソフトでの対応も予定していますのでお楽しみに。
Okay, cool.
続いては任天堂スイッチ2の本体をご紹介します。
That was
映
cute.
像をご用意しましたのでご覧ください。
Okay, here
I
we
will
go.
say, I was expecting Takahashi and Koizumi. We haven't seen either of those two yet. We've seen some new faces, which I don't mind. I like these guys.
Here's how that compares to
Whoa,
Nintendo
that
Switch.
is bigger.
The
That's
console's
great.
thickness remains the same.
Compared to
It's bigger,
an
but
older,
the
though.
thickness is the same. That is what I like to hear.
Approximately double
Yeah.
the pixels
I'm
compared to Switch. You can enjoy
Zelda.
games in
I guess
greater
technically we're
detail
still
on
in the
a
dark,
1080p
but
screen.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Wow, I gotta say, I'm shocked that right now Nintendo's going into specs right now. This was definitely not on my bingo card.
Oh, it was on mine. I exactly.
Up to 120. What
Frames per
the?
second, allowing for
120
smoother gameplay.
To 120? What?
Oh, that's
What?
great.
What?
Doom's having a heart attack.
More vivid
This
and supports
this is
HDR,
cool.
providing
Let's
more
see some
contrast
games.
between light and dark
Ooh,
areas
pretty.
of the
That
oh
is
my
pretty
god,
cool.
just imagine our
That is-
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
The all-new
Yeah.
Sunset
I did not
Pictures.
expect. I did not expect 120. What the heck? That isn't. That's gonna be insane. Oh man.
Detach
Oh
your
good, they're
controller
showing
easily,
like,
Dude.
because
pressing
people
the
were
release button
concerned
on
about
the
those
back.
just popping right out.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna play Metroid Prime 4 at 120. What the heck, man? What the heck? I'm trying so hard not to swear right now.
And control when playing with a
I'm,
Joy-Con
I'm
2
so happy for you.
And Andy's like, that sure is a number. That sure is a number, Doom.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
Let's I'm saving my hype tank for when we see.
Oh, mouse controls. Let's go.
There we go.
Controller can be
How does this
as a
work?
mouse to play in compatible games. Both the left
Compatible
and right
games.
Joy-Con 2
Okay.
support mouse
Okay.
controls.
Clear audio.
Adjusting
Excellent.
the audio balance between the ranges. Sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via GameChat.
Neato.
It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
That's cool.
Neato burrito. 3D audio gives a sense
Even
of
if you
space.
don't
Cool.
have a surround sound system,
Does that
games can be
mean
enjoyed with more
5 or
immersive,
7.1 compatibility?
three-dimensional sound, as if it were
Maybe.
coming from all around
Dude,
you.
I saw 3D there for a second, and I thought they were bringing back the 3DS gimmick, Chris.
Listen, I've seen
Yeah.
some crazy theories. I wouldn't put it past them. I saw this theory where they
Place your
flip it
Nintendo
and they
Switch
connect
2
the bottom
however you
screen and
like
turn it
with
into
a
a
large,
3DS.
sturdy stand.
Whoa.
You can move it freely, like this.
Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about the bigger
In
kickstand.
addition to the USB-C port
Oh, most
on the
definitely.
bottom of the console, there's one on
Oh,
top as well.
thank God.
Thank God.
Thank
For
God.
connecting a USB-C camera.
Oh my God. The worst is when you have to charge your Switch and you want to
Or
play it, and you got
charging
that
in
cord
tabletop mode.
jabbling in your belly.
Mm-hmm.
Jabbling.
Oh, that looked like
Bigger storage,
an
cool.
OG.
256
That looked like an
gigabyte
OG,
internal storage.
Very
8
nice.
times
Yep.
that of
256 is
Nintendo
about what I
Switch
expected.
for storing your game downloads,
Yeah, without having to
save
pay
data,
for an
and
extra
more.
card.
Excellent.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
4K
4K
support.
support.
Use the
Wow.
Nintendo
Dude,
Switch
oh my, there it is.
to your TV
There it
and
is.
enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect them to
VR
actually go
also
full 4K. I was like, I'm
supported
thinking
TV mode.
1440p at minimum, and honestly, like, I'm totally cool with 1440. But like, yeah, they're going full 4K. That is
Power
Pretty
and cooling.
interesting.
Nintendo Switch 2 dock
Yeah.
has a built-in fan that keeps your console cool. This helps
Cool.
keep performance stable.
Literally. I feel like that's gonna be helpful.
But yeah, again, I'm shocked that they're like
Nintendo
going
Switch
this
2,
even
you
this
can play
in depth
Nintendo
into like
Switch
the
2
specs.
games.
I thought
I
they were
wasn't
gonna
expecting
totally
it.
wash over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was. I don't know
I-
why you guys weren't.
Because that's not really something Nintendo does typically. At least not like in these directs. Like I was expecting like
thought-
maybe.
I thought they'd say it's bigger. Here's the size of the screen, and not really go into specifics.
Yeah.
I
Typically
totally
they.
thought they would because they did that trailer like a month ago, and like why wouldn't they? You know, if they're gonna go in depth. I think you guys.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I mean, yeah. You clearly, you're more right than we are. So.
Should have put that on my bingo card.
Oh, you should have made a bingo card out.
I just thought it was obvious.
I
I should have made
We're
it.
currently developing this game.
All right, so here's our 1-2 switch. I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, makes sense. The
All
gimmick
right.
game.
All right, Nintendogs. It's not gonna be Nintendogs.
タイトルは Nintendo Switch 2の
Welcome tour.
Welcome
Nintendo Switch
tour.
2 Welcome Tour. Okay,
ゲームです。
let's go.
This feels like a free packing game just by that title, but I'm
It
not
might.
expecting a free packing game.
It might, yes. The Rodrigo pointed out a very good point though. They were clear to say compatible games multiple
Yes.
times. I'm wondering if like
Yes.
every Switch 2 title is compatible, maybe just like some Switch 1 titles aren't, and that's why they're wording it like that.
で、
We'll see.
その磁石、実は本体にだけ入っているんです。
Probably. Well, they did have an asterisk during that first trailer that not all Switch games would be backwards compatible, and that they'd have more details on that later. I'm thinking stuff like Labo, or like
Yeah.
maybe stuff like that Mario Party minigame where you have to like connect the screens together and then stuff will happen.
The weird
Stuff like
stuff.
that. I feel like, yeah, I feel like 99% of the games will still work.
他にも Joy-Con 2にはマウス機能がありますが、ジャイロセンサーと組み合わせることでこんなことができちゃいま
It's
す。
pretty cool.
ゴルフクラブ
So
の向きを
obviously, though, the only way that you can use your mouse controller is like on a flat surface. I was wondering if they would maybe have like some way where you could try and almost like use it like in air
秘密展では
almost.
ミニゲームやデモを楽しみながら体感することもできるんです。
Yeah, it seems that way. I was curious how they'd handle
な
that.
らでは
But
の特徴から 言われないと気づかないような細かな技術まで。
Yeah, maybe they'll have like a Nintendo Switch 2 like raised Joy-Con mouse stand or something like that.
I can see that. Little side table, just
yeah. Hey, you know, you're already spending $40. Why not spend another, you know, 50 on an overpriced stand? You know.
Nintendo Switch 2の周辺情報についてお伝えします。
All right, baby, I'm ready.
これが Nintendo Switch 2の専用ソフトのゲームカードです。形状はスイッチ版と同じですが。
All right, so I'm assuming it's going to go in the same slot, just like the 3DS.
向上しています。続いてメモリーカードですが、スイッチ2に対応するのは
Yep, that was part of the leaks that it's going to be using micro SD Express. Faster load times, we love to see it.
SD カードの新しい規格で高速なデータ通信が可能となります。これまでスイッチでお使いになっていたマイクロ SD カードは使えませんのでご注意ください。
Oh, okay. Will not be the regular ones won't be compatible.
スイッチ2への
Yeah, makes sense if they're going for if the games are going to require faster read speeds.
ゲームソフトなどが転送できる丸ごと転送機能が使えます。
No launch date
yet. That'll come at the end.
そして新しいプロ
Ooh, look at that Pro Controller.
Oh, that looks snazzy. I like it.
You know what it looks like is simple, but in a good way.
Oh,
yeah. Ooh, look at those.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I wonder if those are like remappable, or if those are going to be like new buttons that are going to be utilized in Switch 2 exclusive games.
This Pro Controller is for me. I play almost exclusively docked, so.
I play almost exclusively handheld, but I still pick one up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely be picking up that new Pro Controller.
ここで Nintendo Switch 2
Oh, here we go. Launch date.
Here we go.
I'm guessing June.
発売日は
I guess June as well. So
June 5th.
That's so much earlier than I was expecting. Late June. That's so much earlier than I was expecting.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that would have been on my bingo card if I made it.
There we go. Okay.
Wow.
That's great.
3つの種類が
Three types of game. Okay, let's go.
まずは Nintendo Switch 2の専用ソフトです。スイッチ2の性能
We're gonna go into Nintendo Switch 2 and is this where they're talking about Prime 4?
2つ目は Nintendo Switch で発売した
compatible games released on the Nintendo Switch. And then the enhanced games. Here we go.
Switch 2 Edition です。スイッチで発売したいくつかのタイトルにおいて
You're right.
We'll receive upgrade versions.
スイッチ2ならではの遊びを追加
There it
し
is.
て
You
あ
are
なたに
correct.
お届けします。
And you want to show us an example of one of these games,
スーパーマリオパーティ
Nintendo?
ージャンボリーの Nintendo Switch 2
Oh, okay.
Mario Party
Party?
Jamboree is the game. Okay.
That's what. That definitely wasn't on my. I predicted Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade,
Super
and
Mario Party
Mario Wonder.
Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Okay, cool.
audio recognition,
I guess to be
More
fair, this is a pretty
expressive rumble.
excellent title to show that off.
and gameplay that uses a camera
Especially, yeah, the new
accessory.
features for sure.
Yeah, because
which
that's
can
the
be
visual
accessed
upgrade. They're
on
also
Switch
doing
2.
like new control. Oh, okay, that looks
Check out 3
interesting.
new and updated modes.
It looks like there's
First
new
up is
content as
Mario
well.
Party mode.
Yeah.
With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play.
It's the second time
so
we've
you
seen
can
that big steak
experience
get cut.
all the reactions and
Yeah.
emotions in real time.
Hey, the Mario Party team knows how to
Boyfriends can take the party
model some really good looking
online.
food. So I would want to show that off as much as possible too. So I don't blame them.
Why did they knock it out of the way?
It's Bowser Live, a mode
yeah.
with a livelier
Bowser
team
Live.
wins.
Oh hell yeah!
Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins.
Ah!
Guide an RC car with your voice.
Go.
And compete in other mini games.
Is that the
using
Mario
full
Wonder
body
Flower?
movement and
Let's
Oh my
go.
god, this
Could
looks
be,
so
yeah.
goofy, but I love it.
Take a ride
Yeah,
on
it's,
the
it looks like kind of a game show. I'm digging
the
this.
safety bar lowered and
That,
secured.
like,
You're
This almost
off.
just looks like a new Mario Party game, you know?
This roller coaster better
Use
be better
mouse
than the
controls
one that's
to shoot
at
down
Universal.
enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
This looks like
When
so
you
much
enter a
better than the
pipe,
one that's at
a mini
Universal.
game will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each
Ooh,
control an
rock climbing.
arm, and one where you shake a
Bouldering.
can of spray
Ow.
paint and quickly tag
Sorry.
objects.
Spelunking. I don't know.
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini games. How quickly can you reach the station? From mini games that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and Rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
I wonder how many games are going to be quote-unquote
Nintendo Switch 2 players
editions.
who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Okay.
みんなの表情を見ながらプレイできる新たなマリオパーティーをお楽しみに。
What day was that coming out? July 24th or June 24th?
Nintendo Switch 2 エディション
Oh,
をご
sorry, I wasn't
紹
paying
介します。
attention.
ゼルダの伝
The
説
Wild, like that's what that's one I expected.
There's two
Yep.
editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the
And
Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, I didn't expect that. I thought they were just gonna do one and save the other for later. Drip to feed that later. Okay.
Now all the haters can stop complaining about the frames in these games.
Oh my god! Okay, I had to peek at the YouTube version to see that it is indeed running at 60. That looks amazing. Heck yeah!
Zelda notes. Okay.
Oh, that is so smooth.
What does that do? What does that mean, though?
Nintendo Switch 2 エディション専用のコンテンツです。例えば、まだ訪れたことがない祠など。
Oh, it's an interactive map. We already did that.
Okay.
Use ZD instead, folks.
Proceed north.
Nintendo, go.
Mossy somewhere is just shuddering.
他にも作ったものを QR コードでシェアして。
Ooh, but okay, some of this other stuff is cool, like sharing schematics and
他の
stuff.
人のゲーム内で再現
So
したり。
is this
Auto builds? You
through...
can share auto builds? That's sick.
There we go. Is this through the Nintendo Today app? Am I understanding?
No, it's through the Nintendo, the NSO app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neat. That's pretty cool.
星のカードディスカバリーでは
Kirby!
フレームレートの
Where's the Metroid Dread Enhanced
エ
version?
ディションのみで楽しめる追加ストーリーが登場します。
So I wonder
Yeah,
how much these. I know that with Jamboree, it said there's like, you know, you can get an upgraded pack. You can purchase the upgraded pack if you already own the game. So I wonder if that's the same for these other games. Would we have to rebuy these games to get the Switch 2 experience?
I would assume
I'm assuming
it's
there's
like
gonna be.
you're paying $30 to upgrade it or something like that. I bet you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they have an
Oh, here's
upgrade
your
pack.
there it
price
is.
guys.
Metroid Prime 4
Yes, there it is! Cross-gen, baby!
一番に加え
Let's
エ
go!
ディションも発売
Let's
します。
go!
通常
Yes!
操作
This
の
would
他
be
に
That's what I'm
so.
talking about.
操作による
They
直
didn't
感的
announce
な
the
プレイ
date
が
for this
可
game,
能にな
right?
ります
So
No, no,
Not
it's
yet.
2025.
for-
さらに
Not
I
yet.
would
Oh,
buy
you
it
can
on
use
the
mouse
Switch.
controls, 4K, 60 FPS.
60 FPS.
Wow!
HD
1080 120 performance. I'm probably still gonna do 4K 60, but that's awesome.
2つのモードを好みや
And it supports HDR. Oh my god, that new Morphball transition
Wow.
animation. Oh, Samus's run looks so good.
この秋
And
に
then Pokemon
Okay,
ZA, we expected that.
Pokemon
Let's go.
Same thing.
ZA も
Pokemon Legends,
ス
love
イッチ
it.
版に加え
There you go. And it's also cross-gen. Let's go. Doom! How good do you feel right now? We were right. We are vindicated.
の向上など
I will be waiting for our written apologies in T-minus 24 hours.
I know
No,
you guys were.
I'm just kidding.
I-
I'm not gonna be that insufferable about it. I'm kidding.
I'll be pretty insufferable, don't worry.
Will be available
ダウンロード版を
as both
発売し
physical
ま
and
す
digital versions.
また
Heck yeah.
すでにスイッチ
So,
版のソフ
And
ト
if you
I
already
guess-
own the Switch game,
アップ
hold
グレード
on.
パスをご
You
購
can
入い
play
た
the
だくことで
Nintendo
プレイ
Switch
できます
2 edition by purchasing an
Nintendo
upgrade pack.
Switch 2
Okay.
エディションをお
Yeah.
楽しみに
So,
Okay,
like,
cool.
I guess this isn't cross-gen in the traditional sense of the word, but there will be a physical Switch 2 version
完全
released.
新作タイ
Right.
トルをご紹
Which
介し
Yeah.
ます。
I thought that was
こちらをご覧ください。
going to be the case. I know you guys were. I didn't hear your guys' like episode on that, but I figured you guys were like, why did they show it on the Switch and not the Switch 2?
That does make me wonder if that's all we're seeing for Metroid Prime 4 today.
I think that's all we're seeing. That's okay. I just wanted. I was hoping for a little bit
yeah.
more. I'm just happy we got that confirmation that it's cross-gen and that there are going to be significant enhancements.
I think so. I'm okay with that.
That's
I
yeah,
was
that's
hoping
like,
for another trailer, but dang
you know,
it.
we got one last week.
Yeah,
You know what?
Dang it,
my
we're
God.
eating okay.
We're eating good.
Drag and drive.
I hope there's like a
better
Switch
than,
2 edition or version.
I was about to say, this is getting Federation Force vibes from this.
It's better than the other thing you could do in Drive.
Oh my god,
this looks kind of neat.
My brain.
This is making me tired just like watching it though. Like these guys' arms supposed to be jacked.
Yeah.
I'm watching the mouse controls and they're doing 2 at a time and I'm like, my brain can't do 2 things at a time. I can't use both my hands at the same time.
Yeah, they clearly skipped leg day, obviously. That's why they need the wheelchairs. Ooh, with the dunk.
This looks like that car soccer game.
Rocket League?
Yeah.
Drag and drive.
直感的に繰り出せるドラッグ&ドライブ。2つのマウスによる新たな
Oh, that's interesting. You use the Joy-Cons like you're actually like pushing a wheelchair. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't think like that. Maybe one.
Oh, here we go. So third-party titles. What do we got?
I have long observed the lands between.
Oh, is that Elden Ring?
Elden Ring. There we go.
Oh, Shad is gonna be happy.
And that's Shadow of the Erd. And that's Shadow of the Erd Tree too. That's gonna be Elden Ring Definitive Edition. I'll bet.
Maybe I'll buy this and try it again. What do you think, Al?
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know, Mandy. Maybe you just needed that Elden Ring mouse controls. Maybe that's the difference.
I think what I need is to like have it like in my hands, so that the game can feel my power.
Oh my god.
Portable Elden Ring, yeah.
May you take the throne.
There we go. There we go. Tarnished.
Tarnished edition, yeah.
Nice. You like to see that?
Yep.
You like to see that?
I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games.
Hades 2! It's Supergiant Games, it's Hades 2!
Oh, let's go!
Our first ever sequel.
That's what I'm talking about!
An immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister.
Oh, man. So, Al, we were doing a prediction episode, and Doom mentioned that we could see Hades 2. And I hadn't even thought of that, but I was like, man, that is perfect. And I am so pumped.
Love that for you.
Oh,
you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced.
I wasn't expecting to like Hades at all. Like, it wasn't my kind of game, but man, was it ever awesome.
Later this year.
That is what is up.
Oh, Capcom.
Capcom, okay. What
Resident
Capcom game are we seeing? Street Fighter 6?
Street Fighter!
Okay, that's good.
Let's go!
I was expecting Monster Hunter, but yeah, Street Fighter 6 is massive as well. Especially because Street Fighter 5 never even came to Switch 1, so...
Listen to this banger in the background, too.
Oh, Street Fighter Amiibo, okay.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
We're back with Amiibo?
Launches on launch day, okay.
Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed.
What is
All
this?
operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal.
The Dune music.
Is that a new Deus Ex? Is that a new what's the?
I think you're thinking of Zone of Enders.
No,
That's
there was
not
a
Capcom.
Switch. There was a Switch Met game from Marvelous Games, and I can't remember. Arsenal. Okay.
This looks exactly like Xenoblade Chronicles X.
This planet.
That's not a bad thing.
Ours. The Sovereign Axiom,
United Earth Coalition.
the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
Because we're in the middle of Horizon vibes.
Don't you
You know what? This is actually giving me Xenosaga vibes. Speaking of.
All children.
It like talks about the weapon.
Damon
that-
Damon Machina. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Why do they keep ending these games where they're touching an animal?
Oh, Split Fiction. Oh, I totally forgot about Split Fiction. That's such a good get.
You play as me.
I want to play that.
What is this?
It's been
Yeah,
getting
I've never heard of
super.
it.
Fantasy.
We'll talk about it in the post show.
Get trapped in their own story.
It's a Joseph Ferris, F the Oscars guy from.
Well,
Game
I know
Awards.
who that is. I've never heard of this game.
Takes two. You're gonna
Yeah, this was just released earlier this year. It got super good reviews. I want to play it, but it's like it's a very co-op focus, so I need to find someone to actually play it with.
At EA Sports,
what am I doing? Chopped liver?
across the world, both on the pitch and on the grid.
Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Madden 2025.
Yeah, Mario Kart World, Metroid Prime 4, sure, whatever.
There we go.
This is what it's all about.
Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2.
I thought that was already on the
seamless
Switch.
world transitions.
It is probably going to be
immersed in the
an
Wizarding
upgrade.
World like never
Oh,
before.
in the Switch 2
And the new mouse
edition.
controls on Switch 2
Yeah.
give you even more ways to experience the adventure.
Yeah, I don't care, but I'm sure a lot of people are popping off
Discover
right
the
now.
enhanced magic
You know what?
in
Playing
Hogwarts
Fire
Legacy
Emblem Three
launches on the
Houses,
same day as Switch 2.
it really is kind of like a Harry Potter game almost. I feel so bad for like the diehard Harry Potter fans whose only thing is just
3+4, baby, let's go!
There we go.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
I saw the soundtrack for this yesterday. We got some Schoolboy Q, we got some Run the Jewels, we got some Gangstar. This looks pretty sweet.
Saw RTJ and I'm like, oh, like Andy's got to play Tony Hawk now.
I might give it a whirl. I don't know. This looks pretty good.
I can't remember which Tony Hawk game I played, but there was one back in the day that I played.
Probably like number 2 or 1. I played a lot of 1.
What is that? A SpongeBob track? What?
SpongeBob reference.
Hello, this is Christian Elbadam from
There we go.
What?
We're bringing our flagship title,
Hitman. Oh, that's a
World of
good get.
Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
I need to play these new Hitman games because I love the old school Hitmans in the game. I haven't played any of the new ones, but I heard they're really fun.
I'll be honest. All I can think of when I see Hitman now is the movies, which have been less than stellar.
Expanding game will release on the same day.
Yeah, show us more SpongeBob. Come on.
Yeah.
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Splinter Cell?
It's the 007 game. Are we seeing the 007 game for the first time? Because they're working on a 007 game right now.
Oh, that's totally what it is. Music gives it away.
I did not expect to see the first 007 footage, or a tease at least, at the Switch 2 presentation.
That's pretty... You know, I really think that there's like a lot of... I think Switch and Nintendo consoles is a good platform
is coming to Nintendo
Bond.
Switch 2.
I think
I
you still
agree.
have that built-in love from GoldenEye that's just like transcended generations.
Okay. Oh, is this going to be FF7 remake?
Oh, who is this?
It's Reborn.
No, this is Bravely Default.
Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
Cool.
Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles.
You know what? This game kind of looks lame, guys, but it's honestly a blast.
Okay.
You have to love JRPGs. I will say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's this game is definitely a blast. Really interesting combat system, and like tons of classes too.
It's probably gonna be well down the line of my my JRPG journey.
As a warrior of light once more.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not my kind of Yakuza Like a Dragon. But yeah, definitely not my type of art style, but you know what? Pikmin wasn't my art style either, and that ended up being, I think, one of the Switch's best games. I love Pikmin 4. So
yeah, the art style is the worst thing about Bravely Default. You don't like the Pikmin art style? I think Pikmin art style is fantastic. One man's trash, I guess. Look at this.
I like it. I like it now. I'm talking about like from a distance. I saw it, and I'm like, not really my kind of game. But after you play it and you get into it, like you grow accustomed to it, I guess.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
At least for
games being introduced in collaboration with Nintendo. What do we got? It's
gonna be our Ubisoft Nintendo collab. Oh, Koei Tecmo. Hang on.
Oh, this is gonna be.
This is a Zelda game. There it is, Al! There it is!
Descended from the heavens.
Age of Upheaval, let's go!
Age of Upheaval, I knew it. Well, whatever it's gonna be called.
And prosperous kingdom.
I really want to like these warrior games. I've tried both of them, but they're not for me. I'm so happy for the people that are into these though.
Oh, I'll be getting this for sure.
Yes.
One which
oh my god, let us like turn into a dragon.
Here it is, Al. We've got some content for our show. Thank God.
Age of Tears.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
Do you play as
We
Zelda?
get to be with Zelda. She goes back in time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that's.
You guys finally get to play as Zelda.
The story. You know what? The story
Listen,
leading into
listen,
Tears of the Kingdom,
Nintendo.
though. You fooled me once.
Listen, Nintendo.
You shan't fool me again.
Now you're gonna get.
I'm not
you're
gonna
gonna
do
get
it.
your,
There we go.
You're
You're
gonna
playing as Raru. Let's go.
You're gonna get your alt history Tears of the Kingdom, and you're gonna like it.
Minoru.
This is pretty sweet.
I need this. I wanted more from Ganondorf.
Yeah, this is cool. Oh, look at that!
Whoa, that is such a sick power.
Well, who are these other sage people?
Those were the old sages.
If this is called Age of Upheaval, Al, I swear to God.
It's gonna be like Age of Tears.
Oh, so
Age
close!
of
Age of
Imprisonment.
Imprisonment.
Sick. Very sick. Oh, look at that. The title card with Ganon on it. So
That
cool.
is
Coming this
badass.
winter. Okay, we knew this was coming someday.
Let's go! Let's go!
Did we talk about this when we did our what we want on the Switch 2? Would be the Age of Upheaval game.
I think we talked about it coming eventually. I can't say that I think we talked about it coming year one.
Switch Online, okay.
Switch Online, okay.
New
Mother 3, let's go.
new NSO tier? DS? GameCube? What do we got?
Okay, here we go. You can enjoy.
New membership benefit.
Okay.
Please take a look at this.
Woo! Here it is!
Nintendo Switch.
Here it is! Wow!
Do you guys know that?
Yeah!
Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube. Original
Wow!
2002.
That could mean that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are going to be ported
I think that-
finally.
There it is! There it is!
Oh my
It's
god!
here!
Controlling the wind using a
The
mysterious
SD,
baton,
like the regular
Link set sail on an
GameCube version
adventure
isn't great though.
That's not great.
Please
That's
show
not
Metroid
great.
Prime 2!
The Wind Waker.
Please show Metroid Prime 2!
Transcending history and the
Soul
world.
Calibur, let's
That's
go!
hype!
Oh hell yeah! That's sick.
Weapons-based
I can't believe I did not think there was a chance in hell they'd ever do this. They're actually doing it!
Oh, nice. They got Link inside too.
Soul Calibur 2.
That's what we like to see.
Experience a world
F-Zero! Whoa!
per hour. 30 machines.
I'm sure this is what you wanted to see on Switch 2, Andy.
Races.
Okay, come on, give us Four Swords Adventures! Four Swords Adventures! Everybody's saying incantation. Let's make it happen.
Four Swords Adventures.
GX. In games
Four Swords has
Oh
got to
my
be
God.
coming. If not today, then somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
That
Oh my
makes
God.
me happy.
And we're gonna be able to
Play
that
online with friends. Oh
too.
come on, show us Four
Enjoy
Swords
these classic
Adventures.
games with clearer
There
image
we go,
quality,
there we go.
Higher resolution than the
Oh,
original
and
release.
and looks like there's gonna be slight enhancements
You can
too.
also check
Yeah.
the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
Save states
thank
too?
you. Thank you, remappable controls. Thank you,
More
Nintendo.
titles will be added in the future.
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, let's go!
Luigi's Mansion,
Luigi's Mansion.
Coliseum.
GameCube,
Oh,
Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2
Same day as
exclusive
Switch
game
2.
library
That's
coming
awesome.
to Nintendo Switch Online.
that
Nice.
is
Expansion pack
insane.
Launches the same day as the hardware's release.
So obviously that's the,
A
That's the
dedicated
highlight.
controller designed after the original.
Oh yeah, let's go!
Oh yay!
That's so
exciting.
cute!
And also has a C button to quickly
Well,
access
of course it
GameChat.
does. You gotta have the C
The
button.
Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for
Man.
Nintendo
Well,
Switch.
everyone
Are
has
they
to
gonna-
write me a written
will
apology.
also be
Everyone else has to
available
write me a
the
written
same day
apology
as
for
Nintendo
Metroid
Switch
Prime
2.
4 Enhanced. I have to write a written apology now for denying GameCube NSO. So I guess me and the folks are even now.
These guys are gonna get my money for this controller, I think. I hate to say it.
Yes, I think so too.
I'm really stoked to play Path of Radiance. That's a good get.
And they're just adding it to the expansion pass. They're not
Yeah,
making you pay even
like-
more for it. That's
yeah.
like wild. I definitely didn't expect that either. I have no clue what's going on right. Oh, that's
The
Undertale?
Deltarune thing? Yeah. there we go.
Deltarune, yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure a lot of the Undertale fans are losing their minds right now.
Yeah,
And I'm happy for them.
Undertale's
Yeah.
definitely a big.
You know what? I've played Undertale, and I think that's a really charming game.
Yeah, it's on the list, but I don't know when I'll be getting around to it. It's a long list.
I probably, after playing Undertale, I don't feel like compelled to maybe play Deltarune, but that's okay.
Gotcha. I gotta say, like, this direct is already like massively exceeding my expectations.
Yeah.
This is like an all-timer right now. Hate Randy Pitchford.
Borderlands 4, okay.
Whatever.
My brothers are big fans of the Borderlands games. Well, particularly Borderlands 2, but...
So the Borderlands movie is at least, if it's a top 3 worst video game movie that I've ever seen in my life.
Just from the clips that
It's
I saw,
absolutely
it was really
atrocious.
bad.
It didn't look funny either, but...
It was horrible. Like honestly, like, it was...
on the way.
I think it might have been the worst, actually.
A shirt from Firaxis Games.
Yeah, you're watching the Borderlands movie exclusively for Kate Blanchett and nothing else.
She's terrible in that movie. Like, everyone is.
You hate to see it.
The ages of history.
Bad writing will do that to you.
I've never played a Civilization game before, but this is also a massive get for a Switch 2. I do want to point out. So.
I think that Sam should play this. She's got that Facebook game, you know, where you like tend your crops and build your island or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, Al?
I do not use Facebook anymore. I have no idea.
Did you get her Stardew?
I'm Lionel.
No, not yet.
And I'm Dan Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K.
Oh, there we go.
Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
They had a gun to that other guy's head. They're like, you will be on this direct.
They went armed with nothing but youth.
But I was just saying, like, this direct already is like massively exceeding my expectations.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the one more thing yet, which I'm guessing is going to be 3D Mario.
I think 3D Mario is going to close the show, but I don't know if it'll be the one more thing. We'll see. I think if it is the one more thing though, that's totally fine.
I'm still expecting to see the price and that announcement that it's going to be available for pre-orders. I've been saving my Amazon points for like a year.
Yeah, I think we'll see the price for sure at the end.
It's June 5th, so it's right around the corner. They have to announce price.
Yeah, price and pre-order.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll.
What's this?
Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel.
This guy
now
sounds so
reloaded
excited.
in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game.
I'm digging the casual monotone though.
Get this guy a Red Bull. What's going on? There's a carrot.
Oh, look at this carrot.
We're gonna eat you. Get back here, carrot.
I'm gonna taste this carrot.
Hey, little baby, I'm gonna eat ya.
Okay. Metroid Prime Federation Force 2?
Don't even joke.
The My Time games are going to be on Switch 2. Sandrock would probably look beautiful on Switch 2. That rock monster.
All right. We still got about 12 minutes of this direct still. Assuming it is exactly an hour long. It did say approximately 1 hour, so it doesn't have to be exactly, but...
Star Seeker, okay. Neat.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are
Cyberpunk!
There we go, that's pretty cool.
Nintendo players for the first
I still haven't played this game, but I want
Cyberpunk
to.
2077.
I haven't played it either because I heard it was so bad.
Action adventure RPG.
So it's funny. So I bought it on Xbox back when like the game was still unpatched and like really buggy because they were selling copies, no joke, for like $5. So I grabbed it on Xbox. I haven't played it yet, but I kind of want to buy it on PC first before I play it. Now that it's like all patched up and apparently like really good.
I feel like I would love this game. Like as long as it plays properly. Like it's totally my kind of game. Oh, let's go! Come on, Final Fantasy, baby!
FF7 remake, there it is! There it is!
There we go! Now hold on, is this remake or is this rebirth?
It's a remake. It's a remake, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll finally finish this game. I played about halfway.
I thought the remake was incredible.
I think it's good. I just something I don't know. Something stopped me, and I don't know what it was. I just haven't gotten back into it.
Yeah, I told you, Andy. Like that third-party support is going to be massive this time.
Ooh.
I thought they were about to.
This is just I thought they were about now.
I thought they were about to tease the second one for a moment.
I'm sure the second one will come though.
Still, that's a hell of a third-party lineup.
Wow, Hollow Knight Silk Song. There you go.
Silk Song. Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
That was so casual. Why would they do
Oh,
it?
by the way,
Hollow Knight fans losing their minds at 2 more seconds of gameplay.
Silk Song 2025 too.
I'm excited for which.
They're committing to it. We'll see. Last time they committed to a year, well, it didn't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to finally do inspired by Metroid. Whatchamacallit, Hollow Knight.
Yeah, and I look forward to that.
Outlaws on this.
I think that might be our first 2-part inspired by Metroid, to be honest, because there's a lot there. Oh, that's neat. This looks like Real World Fire Emblem.
Fast Fusion.
Fast Fusion. I thought that said Fast Furious.
No, it's part of. It's like the
Yeah,
there's always like one of those that launches with the new Nintendo console. They did Fast RMX with the launch of the Switch, so it's kind of like an F-Zero inspired like.
That looks creepy.
Fortnite.
I've never heard of this game.
Honestly, I should have put Fortnite on my predictions. That like feels like obvious now in hindsight.
Oh, there it is, Professor Layton. What a charming little series that is.
Well, James Quest is definitely popping off about that one for sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
ここまでたくさんのタイトルを
Yes, you
紹介してき
have.
ましたが、次が
There it
ソ
is.
フトメーカーさんの最後のタイトルになります。
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Let's
3D Mario.
take a look and see what we
Come on.
got.
The last one
3D
are
Mario.
partners. I feel like that's
Halo?
important.
Is this like Devil May Cry or something?
Could be.
Just waiting for him to do like the Dwight meme when Angela scares him.
My blood.
Damn.
I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Where?
Okay.
Well, it's not Night Rain. What the heck is it?
Maybe it's just a new title.
Bloodborne?
Kind of looks like Bloodborne.
If Bloodborne showed up here and not a PlayStation Direct, that would be the funniest thing ever. But I'm definitely getting Bloodborne vibes from this.
I mean, it looks similar.
It's got that kind of like 1800s London steampunk look to it.
To be fair, I think like all From Software games pretty much look like that, though.
No, they typically have that medieval look. This like specifically, yeah, like there's Big Ben, like that looks.
Their company is literally called From Software. Ooh, creepy. I don't like that thing.
It's like a fighting game or something. Like what is
I
this?
don't like that angel moon face thingy. I don't like that.
Oh, look at this guy.
He a zombie.
Oh yeah.
It could
like
just
that
be an
either.
original
I'm not
IP as
playing
well.
this game.
I mean, I think that's what it is.
I don't like this.
Why not, Al?
I don't like it.
Close your eyes.
I mean, it's got no crops to farm or bugs to collect, but
path.
It's got like these ginormous creatures that I imagine in the ocean, out in the world. I don't like it.
I was like, this isn't cozy.
It's not cozy.
No, it is not. Just as things shouldn't be. Look at this, you just transform into a T-Rex.
And yeah, it's the dinosaur from the Mario Kart track.
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Okay. The Dust Bloods.
All right.
Okay.
Neat.
Something for me to avoid.
Yeah, you know what? We've only got like 5 minutes left. Maybe you're right, dude. Maybe the Mario is the one more thing, or maybe there's not Mario. We'll see. But we don't have that day one Switch title.
What in
that's
the
announced
rapper?
yet.
I think we're gonna get a one more thing. I'm
Yeah,
feeling
because
a one
they
more
said this
thing.
is their last game from their partners,
ご覧いただいたのは
not
はい
ロ
themselves.
ムソフトウェアさんが手掛ける
Well, I thought we might get
完全
Mario
新
and
作タイ
then
ト
one
ルで
more
す
thing.
どのようなゲームなのかについては
Creator's
ディレ
Voice
クターの宮崎
article.
さんが語る
Cool.
クリエイターズボイスを公開しますのでぜひご覧ください。ソフトメーカーさんのタイトルの紹介は以上です。ご出演いただいた開発者の皆様、また今回の発表に映像をご用意いただいたソフトメーカーの皆様、
I was thinking that the whole time.
ありがとうございます
I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
it's kind of
say
like a
anything.
jacket.
Yeah, he needs to
not
get that
very fitted.
refitted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just that.
ゲーム開発を進め
I
ていただい
literally
ていま
thought
す
that at the beginning of this, and I was like,
今
I'm
後
not
も
gonna
た
say
くさんの
anything.
タイトルをご紹介していきますの
I'm
で
sorry to be
お楽し
that
みに
guy.
続いてはこちらの映
Next,
像を
please take a
ご
look.
覧ください
Okay, let's go.
All right. Okay, so this doesn't sound like a one more thing though. Oh my gosh.
I like
It's
the
a
Switch
me?
2 thing, Andy.
And I think
Buckle.
it just takes some time getting used to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Kirby.
I am gonna throw up if this is Kirby.
That's so Kirby. That's so Kirby. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, Kirby!
10 out of 10 direct, and
Oh my
Andy's
God.
mad.
So
Oh,
excited for
I couldn't,
Kirby.
You know
I couldn't
what?
ask for anything better.
This has got to be Smash Bros. They are not ending this on a Kirby game. There's no way.
I'm gonna die if they ended on a Kirby game
This
though.
has to be Smash Bros. Or something.
Smash Bros would be cool though. Look at them rockets! Oh, that's
Kirby Air Ride! That's Kirby Air Ride too! That,
I liked Kirby
it's-
Air Ride, the first one.
Are we seriously ending our direct on Kirby Air Ride 2 or Kirby
Kirby
Kart?
Air Ride 2?
Kirby
Nah,
Karts!
nah, screw you, Andy. This is hype. I don't care.
Kirby Air
That's awesome.
Riders. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Masahiro Sakurai? That's the game. That's the game.
They're wasting this man's
Wow.
talents on this game.
任天堂ゲームキューブのカービィのエアライ
Heck
ドが
yeah.
22年ぶりに完全新
Yeah,
作
I
が
liked
登場
Air
しま
Ride.
す。桜井さん
I definitely, that was definitely not on my bingo card. That's
What are we
awesome.
doing here? Let's get to the next game. Come on.
次が最後の映像
All right, here we go. 3D
There
Mario.
it
Of the
is.
day.
It's gotta be.
3D Mario. Let's
It's
go.
gotta
I
be.
wish
Let's
they
go.
didn't pick Kirby.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
There it is. This is 3D Mario vibes if I ever seen it.
There's a minecart. Is that our Donkey Kong team up? I don't think that's actually gonna happen.
Is this gonna be Odyssey 2?
Yeah,
In
definitely.
Ohio.
There's monkeys there.
If Donkey Kong shows up in this trailer,
Donkey
dude.
Kong. Dude, I think this is Donkey Kong. I think this is Donkey Kong.
Oh, wow! Wow! There, yeah. Who is that?
Look at that DK guy.
What a guy!
Wow. Okay.
Why does he look like that?
I love it.
Oh, I hate the look of new this DK, but this game looks awesome.
This game
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
amazing. I might play a Donkey Kong game.
Whoa. Have you never played a Donkey Kong game?
You've
I mean,
never played a
I've
Donkey
played,
Kong
like,
game?
OG Donkey Kong, like And
You've never
I don't
played
know
Donkey Kong Country?
SNES Donkey Kong.
Oh,
but-
okay. You played DK Country then. Okay.
Yes.
This is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. This looks awesome. I'm surprised that this is the one more game.
I love it. I think it looks great.
I think this looks great.
This looks incredibly ambitious.
It does. Oh yeah.
Okay. Rock surfing. Okay.
This Donkey Kong looks freaking.
Oh, we got some.
No, I love him.
Got some 2D segments. I definitely
like the
prefer
character
the rare
design
design
of Donkey Kong. This looks terrible.
I
definitely.
character design.
I much prefer the rare design, but the actual game looks awesome as hell.
Yes.
You gonna Wreck-It Ralph that volcano?
Donkey Kong
Bonanza.
July 17th.
Okay.
I love it. I'm really. I'm so stoked for that.
That looks great.
Awesome.
That looks great.
唯一無二のパワーで敵も壁も地面も
It kind of like, I feel like it takes me back to, like, it looks modernized, but it takes me back to, like, the Spyro days, the Jack and Daxter days. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
All right.
Oh, thank
we're
you.
gonna get a price now.
To recap,
Nintendo Switch 2の発売日は
June 5th.
6月5日です。
I'm so glad I was right about something for
発
once.
売する本体のご紹介です。まずは Nintendo Switch 2の本体です。これに加えダウンロード版のマリオカートコラボがセットになった本体も発売します。
There's gonna be a well. I know what I'm getting.
There it is. I'll probably get that.
I didn't think they'd do a pack-in game bundle like that. And pre-orders are going live today. So they gotta show the price.
もうしばらくお待ちいただくことになりますが、Nintendo Switch 2を皆さんにご体験いただけることを今からとても楽しみにしています。
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。
Of course we'd watch all the way to the end.
Yeah, you think we're dipping out before it's done?
Before Donkey Kong?
Okay.
Do you see any prices in there?
So no price.
They didn't show the. Well, they got to show the price eventually because apparently pre-orders go up later today. So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to get that soon.
More information on their website goes up later today.
Oh,
But,
gotcha.
my guess for price is 400 or 450.
Yeah.
Probably
400, yeah.
450 for the combo, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that was one of the best Nintendo Directs of all time. That was incredible. That completely exceeded my expectations.
Great direct.
That's an S tier Direct. That is a top 5 contender right there. That was incredible.
Yeah,
wow.
I think I don't know if I'm gonna say it was like a top 5, but it was a really, really, really strong Direct. Like really strong. And I guess what we should do now is like officially start the second part of our show. So without further ado, hello everyone and welcome to a crossover edition of the Zelda cast of Omega Metroid podcast. My name, of course, is Andy Spiteri, joined by Allison Aletha, Doominal Crossing. We spent the last hour watching the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I was taking some notes, so we'll kind of recap everything and give some thoughts on everything that we saw here today. An incredibly strong Direct, though. An incredibly strong Direct. I think that we could all agree on that.
Yes, very good. Very hype. It's been a minute since we've had a hype Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. Honestly, it has. I thought that was a really, really strong Direct. There was some stuff there that I was not expecting to see that we did see, which was fantastic. There was some stuff that I was expecting to see that we didn't see, which I can't even say I'm like disappointed about. I was surprised that we didn't see some of the stuff that we didn't see. But yeah, I think that in terms of Nintendo Direct, I mean, that was pretty up there. I don't know if I'm ready to say that this eclipsed the 2017 Switch Direct for me, but it was in the same ballpark, I'll say that.
This definitely for me at least. Although of course I'm definitely more of a Mario Kart guy than you and I don't know what are your positions on Mario Kart, Alex? I don't know. I know Andy's not quite as hot as me on it, but
I really enjoy Mario Kart, but I have to admit I haven't really played it in the last few years because it's just gotten tired, and so this might revitalize my love for Mario Kart.
Gotcha.
Well,
for me, anyone who knows me knows that like Mario Kart is like a top 10 series for me. I love Mario Kart, and so for me, like Mario Kart, this is like my Breath of the Wild for you guys, and like especially seeing just how ambitious this new Mario Kart game is. There's there's like interconnected tracks. There's like all these different modes. You can do traditional races. You can do like off-road, go off-road exploring. There's rail grinding and wall riding in a Mario Kart that looks absolutely wicked and wild. Airship Fortress, one of my all-time favorite tracks, is finally coming back.
We'll talk about Mario Kart in depth in just a second. But I think just like general thoughts on the Direct though. Like I thought that was really strong. I thought that it set up Switch 2 in a really strong way. I am surprised, like a little bit surprised about the Switch 2 lineup, because obviously you launch with Mario Kart, that's going to be available day one, but no release dates given for really like a lot of other titles within the first 6 months aside from Donkey Kong. So obviously some stuff is still coming, and you know what, we have Treehouse videos, like live streams starting tomorrow and on Friday actually for a couple hours, so maybe we'll get some information there. I'm going to try and tune into those actually, because I booked the next 2 days off. So nice. So maybe if there's something hype, I'll pop on and we'll talk about it here. But yeah, you know, I thought that was like an A. If I was grading this Direct, I'd give it an A for sure. What about you, Al?
I think I would give it an A+. That was really hype. There was some stuff that, I mean, you guys know me, there's some stuff that I usually don't care about, but there was like so much that I was super excited for. So I thought it was an A+. It's been a minute since, and like we haven't really talked about the last Direct, and I don't know if we will, because I mean it was fine. There was cool stuff on it, but this was like, I almost wish they didn't do that Direct a couple weeks ago or last week or whenever that was, and they just stuck with this, because they showed some of the stuff from that other Direct on this. So like you might as well have just stuck with this, and everything would have just been way more hype.
Yeah, fair enough. Doom and I covered the Direct, and I don't really think there's much worth revisiting there. So yeah, you know, and I could probably actually be convinced that this is an A+ Direct actually. Like I certainly am not leaving with any kind of like disappointment. That was a fantastic Direct. Your thoughts on the overall Direct pacing of it and that kind of stuff, Doom? Obviously, I think I know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 S tier Direct for me. Again, like this feels like a Direct that was like specifically made for me. And yeah, you saw me popping off like throughout that whole thing. I was having just an absolute blast watching those game reveals. The Switch 2 specs reveal, which vastly exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is an all-timer for me, and I can't wait to dissect it and talk about more in a bit.
Well, I mean, let's just get into it, and we'll start off with what we saw. By the way, actually, before we even start off, we should acknowledge that was some pretty cool like music that they had going on, like the intro music or whatever. I was kind of bopping to it. It was pretty good stuff.
I liked their new. They like introduced a new way of like building the Direct sign for the Nintendo Direct. Usually it was just a bunch of arrows and stuff coming together, but this was like almost Lego-like. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Okay, so obviously the Nintendo Direct starts off with Mario Kart World, the revealed Mario Kart game from the initial Switch 2 launch trailer, or I guess not launch trailer, the reveal trailer. Looks pretty darn ambitious. It's it's almost like an open world Mario Kart game. You've got a lot of new characters. You've got different costumes for your racers. You've got some pretty cool looking tracks, returning tracks, which Doom I'm sure is chomping to talk about here. Looks like it looks like one of the more ambitious Mario Kart games in a while. Like I think that like as someone that's not, you know, like super dialed into Mario Kart, I play them, but I can't say that they're like my go-to. I think that the Mario Kart games for me, ever since really 64, kind of were in a little bit of a pattern where it's like here's the Mario, almost like the Zelda games were after Ocarina of Time came out, where it was like every game was vastly different, but it was still mechanically like pretty much the same 3D Zelda game, right? And that's kind of my feelings towards Mario Kart, maybe rightly or wrongly. This one looks like it is reinventing the wheel, no pun intended. I'm cool with my kid. That was pun intended.
Are we talking steering wheels or like tire wheels?
You know what? Good. I was thinking tire wheels actually, but maybe that's a good double.
I was thinking steering wheel.
Well, I should have just said yes actually to that question. It would before we go there. We had someone watching this direct. By the way, thank you everyone for hanging out with us and watching this direct with us, and we'll hope that you'll stick around for some thoughts and some reactions and stuff like that. We had someone watching from Australia, so go to bed, brother. It's 1 a.m. But yeah, let's turn it over to Doom. He is. I think it's your time to shine here because Mario Kart was your game.
Yeah. Like I said just a few minutes ago, this is my Breath of the Wild right here, and my God, so during our Switch 2 predictions episode, I predicted that Mario Kart. I didn't know what direction it was going to go in, but I predicted that for the first time since Mario Kart 64, it would be an incredible leap in terms of ambitions, and it's going to redefine what a Mario Kart experience is to us. I think this trailer absolutely delivered on that by far. Yeah. Like a lot of the tracks are interconnected. It looks like you have the option of doing like your traditional races on the tracks, or you can do like multiple races that like switch, that like go from one track to another. You can explore the open world and just kind of go off-road and find like secrets and do platforming and all that stuff. You have these Diddy Kong racing mechanics where your car can turn into like a boat and travel through like rivers, or you can turn into a plane and do like these flying sections. Of course, as I mentioned before, you got rail grinding and wall riding in a Mario Kart game too, which just I remember there was one Mario Kart breakdown when that first little snippet of footage came out back in January, where someone noticed some rails near the starting line, and I actually remember someone predicting like, hey, what if you could grind on those rails? And I'm like, nah, that you're way overthinking that. It's just a rail there for sure. Nope, it is a core gameplay mechanic in this game. And I mean, you know me, I love my rail grinding, I love my Tony Hawk games, so you put a little Tony Hawk in my Mario Kart game and I'm gonna show up. Some of my all-time favorite racetracks are confirmed to come back. Airship Fortress, which technically did come back on the 3DS, but I wanted to see a glow-up come to Airship Fortress, and my God, it looks incredible here in Mario Kart World. I don't think they showed the track, but I did hear them play the Mario Kart band playing Toad's Factory.
Sorry, let me interrupt you just for a quick sec, Doom. Sorry
Go
about
for
that.
it.
We have got official price announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2, $450 US.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Is that,
yeah.
And then $500 for the bundle, I assume?
I'm guessing for the bundle it's gonna be $500.
Yeah,
okay.
Not 100% sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
There it is.
That's funny that they would announce the price after the fact, but it's fine. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty normal, I guess. I was trying to consider price going up a little bit with games and consoles recently, so I figured that makes a lot of sense. So exciting, cool.
I thought it'd be $399, but that's fine.
Yeah, $500 was gonna be my cap. Anything above that, I was gonna I'd raise an eyebrow.
For the console itself would have been ridiculous, but
yeah. Yeah, I think $450, especially with everything going on in the real world right now with tariffs. I think it makes a little sense that it might have been a little above our expectations, but I'm fine with $450.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saving.
500 is confirmed for the bundle.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Which
honestly,
cool.
Thank you,
assuming
Papa
that
Rick.
game is probably. Yeah. Thank you, Papa Rick. Assuming that game is going to be $70, which I think we all agree that Switch 2 games are probably going to be $70. $20 off Mario Kart World. That ain't too bad.
That
ain't too bad.
I've been saving my Amazon points for this, so I'm excited to slap about half of that off.
Nice. That's gonna be awesome. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about before. So yeah, we got Airship Fortress hard confirmed for sure. That's awesome. And then I don't think they showed off the track, but they were playing a new arrangement of the Toad's Factory theme played by the Mario Kart band that sounded absolutely phenomenal. And that's another track I've really wanted to see come back. So I can't wait to see that in action with the new Mario Kart World mechanics. There was a track that at first I kind of thought looked like Dino Dino Jungle, but then there was this moment where the T-Rex is like eating one of the carts, and I'm like, oh, that definitely isn't in the game. Is that like a new feature of the track, or is this like a new dinosaur themed track? I'm not sure. There's also this one moment where we saw like a car enter like this semi, and then the semi starts to become a playable truck, and it looks like you can like ram people off the road. That looks absolutely wild. I can't wait to see more of that. Yeah, there's definitely there was so much stuff happening in the trailer. I definitely need to go back and like, watch it a few times to like see some of the stuff I missed. But yeah, just off the cuff, like this game looks absolutely incredible. I'm so hyped to play this.
It looks like a step forward for Mario Kart. I needed one, I think, as well. So I'm excited. And you know what? I'll probably pick up the bundle because I mean, like this looks like a Mario Kart game. I think worth having. And it doesn't look like there is at least right now a lot of other options for day one Switch titles. So I mean, and that could change. That could still change. But yeah, we're really excited about that. We got the reveal of what the mysterious C button was for. It is indeed a voice chat button. C for chat. And so you can buy your little microphone that you can. It kind of reminds of like the old rotary phones where like you'd have your microphone and then like the piece in your ear. You know what I mean? I thought that was kind of charming. I think that's like a neat idea. I don't know.
Well, the microphone itself was on the Switch. It comes with a camera. The camera.
You're right. I'm sorry. The camera is what is on the stick.
Yeah, and that should be coming out the same day as the Switch 2. But I was gonna segue into that and say like it sounds like I need to be playing this new Mario Kart with Doom. And there's an even better way to play with your friends with the chat option where you could talk to your friends while playing Mario Kart or Mario Party, and the camera option, which I won't be using, but you guys don't need to see my live playing Mario Kart. But I'm excited to play Mario Kart with you guys.
I am too. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, and
we might have to stream that.
Yeah, we might have to stream a few of these things actually. I think that's gonna be cool. Yeah, like I guess for me, like I don't play really like any online multiplayer games, so I guess like I'm not really up to date on like how voice chat and stuff like that is all done currently right now. But I mean it seems modern enough for Nintendo standards, as long as there's a headphone jack in the controller.
Andy, you know how voice chat is handled. It's the phone. That's how they do it with the Switch. It's the phone app, remember?
Well, sorry, let me rephrase. Like, I'm not up to date maybe on what some of our more contemporary console makers are doing, is what I should have said. I am very aware of what Nintendo does, and it's not exactly 21st century standards, let's just say. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, this is certainly a step in the right direction, and it probably I'm assuming will be improved over time as well. So it's kind of cool. Like and maybe maybe it's one of those things like the chicken and the egg too. Like if the online infrastructure is there and there's a better way to talk with people, like maybe more people will do it, right? Like actually play online, because I don't think anyone thinks of Nintendo as like the multiplayer console. But this could certainly go a long way into changing that perception. I think it was a good thing to show off.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not exactly... It's hard to be hyped for something that's about 20 years late, but at the same time, I think relieved is like the word I'm looking for, just because it's like, okay, finally, we have a competent voice chat service finally that at least right now doesn't seem to have a monkey's paw attached to it. We'll see when more details opens on that later, but like this seems like a pretty competent option right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited because they also showed not just with like Mario Kart, but like that functionality with other games. So there's games like Animal Crossing where you can go and visit other people's islands. And the way you communicated before was you would hop on the NSO app and type, and it would show your character would, say those words in a bubble.
Yeah.
And you only could do so many words at a time. And I remember going to like Goose Island and like typing to goo like on my phone, so it would show through the game. So yeah, like we were definitely in the dark ages with that kind of thing. So I'm glad to like move forward, and I could go to Goo's island if he ever plays Animal Crossing anymore, and actually talk to him on his island. That's pretty cool.
I will say I am really excited to see the next Animal Crossing game, because I'm sure that they are going to have a lot more online integration with that next title. I wouldn't be surprised if like the current one gets like a little update too, but like I can't wait to see the next Animal Crossing like built with those Switch 2 features in mind.
You know, I'd be surprised if they did show, or if they did do any kind of update to the New Horizons, because they kind of abandoned that game a couple years ago. But
yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't have a new Animal Crossing game to show during this direct, because I was convinced that was going to be a launch title. But
it might.
I think that's coming.
So one thing,
Animal Crossing is a big title.
Like
I'm sure it is. I just thought it was going to be a launch title. Like it would come with the Switch 2, you know?
Well, because the thing you got to remember is like the team that does the Animal Crossing games is also the same team that does the Splatoon games. So that's kind of why the support for Animal Crossing dropped up, is because they started working on Splatoon 3. Personally, I think we should have just held Splatoon 3 for the Switch 2 and then just kept updating Animal Crossing, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm sure. But yeah, I'm sure like after Splatoon 2's DLC wrapped up, like that's when the team like really started to shift towards Animal Crossing. So I think it's just around the corner, maybe in another year or two, but yeah.
We're getting some conflicting information about the price too. We'll verify that and confirm it as
could be
as
different.
We go here.
Could be different territories as well.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. But we'll figure that out. Okay, so next up was some specs and some cool stuff that you could do, some download play, which is pretty sweet. That doesn't really stir the drink for me, but it's a really great feature to have. I think for people that are, you know, like if you have like kids in the household and you only have one Switch 2, I think that could be a really great feature to have. So I'm very glad that it's there. It's kind of like reminiscent of the game cartridges, the digital game cartridges that we saw in last week's direct. And then we got some specs, which, hey, I'm not a spec guy, but I mean these are pretty good specs. Like you got 120 FPS, you got 4K, 250 storage. Like that's certainly a leap over the Nintendo Switch. That's putting it mildly.
I would say so too. Like I'm also not a spec person, but like that sounds impressive. And I wonder if we're like, it always kind of bugs me when people are like, oh, Switch games, Zelda games are ugly. And it's because all they care about is having like those super high frame rate, over realistic games on like PlayStation. And it's just like,
oh, Al, did we lose you? Al's frozen and gone. Okay, so by the way, a price update here. Oof. Nintendo Switch 2 is 629 Canadian dollars, and the bundle is $699.
Ooh.
That's tough. I mean, I'm gonna buy it, but that's tough. So it's got to be. It's got to be what? Like at 500, is that an accurate price for American money?
That might be.
That might be.
That's
like not too far away from what my Switch was, to be honest. My Switch was about $500.
Is that 500 for the base or for the Mario Kart bundle?
No, the bundle is $699.
Okay, well then where'd the 450 come from then?
I'm not sure. We someone in our chat posted that, but we'll confirm everything.
Someone
in
chat trying to pull our leg.
Yeah, no. Dominique just posted a link, and he's got the official Nintendo.com like prices available there. Now, Al, before you were in the middle of saying something there before you fizzled out and died.
Froze.
Oh yeah.
I was also like, I don't know what I was even talking about anymore, but I was like halfway through a rant, and then like by the end I was like, oh my god, I froze.
You're ranting about people calling Zelda ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying that other people that aren't like Switch players were saying that they often say the Zelda games or Switch games are ugly because they don't like the lower frame rates or whatever. But I feel like they're not going to have a lot to complain about once it's on the Switch too. That's all I was saying.
You know what? I'm gonna check my Nintendo Today app for confirmation on the price. Oh, we got like a million prices going on in chat here. So apparently it's $450 in US, which is about the same for
$690
or $629 is probably on par with that. So if the bundle is 500, that's
Pre-orders April 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
So,
I get paid tomorrow, so that's perfect.
yeah, let's go. So yeah, specs pretty impressive. I mean, obviously, I'm not up to date on like what the current generation console specs are. I mean, I'm assuming it's got to be far behind what the PlayStation 5 and all that kind of stuff is. But I think there's nothing wrong with that either. I think that's totally fine.
So we don't know. So
upgrade.
obviously they weren't going to talk. They obviously didn't talk about the internal, so we don't know actually like the specifics of what's going on in there. But that being said, this definitely. First off, shout outs to Al who called that they were actually going to talk about the specs themselves, because Andy and we were like, this is Nintendo. They don't care about that stuff. This is a layman's direct. They don't care. Nope. They went in a lot more detail. So yeah, shout outs to you, Al, for that. But then on top of that, yeah, I think a lot of us were kind of going in like, oh, this is going to be probably around PS4 Pro levels, and internally that might still be the case. But yeah, in terms of like new console enhancements, it's got HDMI 2.1s, which is going to allow for 4K resolution. The Direct itself, I actually pointed this out beforehand. Typically, Nintendo Directs are capped at 1080p 60. This one you could go all the way to 4K 60 if you watched. So I thought that was a cool little hint there. But I figured like, it's probably going to be 1440p max anyways, which is honestly like even 1080p for me is good enough. 1440p is gravy. This thing can go up to 4K, and there's definitely a couple games confirmed to be running at 4K later, which I'm very excited to talk about. And then the one that really exceeded my expectations was the possibility of 120 hertz refresh rate. That's actually like that's like specifically like Xbox Series X, PS5. That's not something that's available on like, the PS4 Pro or the One X or whatever. And so that was like a genuine system shock to myself. I know I'm like the only person that like cares about frame rate, and I should also clarify something. 30 FPS is fine as well. Some of the most gorgeous looking games on Switch are locked at 30 FPS. Luigi's Mansion 3 still looks absolutely incredible. Like it's it looks beautiful for a video game, not just a Switch game. That game is capped at 30 FPS and still looks beautiful. So I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, if it's not 60, it's unplayable. That's not me. That being said, though, for me at least, the upgrade from 60 and 120 is very noticeable over 30, and so I appreciate it when it's there. It doesn't have to be, but when it's there, I definitely appreciate it. And so having that option, I think is really cool. And we got to see that in action on a few titles after the specs as well, which I'm very excited about.
I can understand that with the frame rate. There's only one game on the Switch where I'm like, this game needs a frame rate update for sure, and that would be Scarlet and Violet. And I feel like if that gets the Switch 2 update experience, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a second, that game could really benefit from it, and because it's such a beautiful game, but God, it lags so bad. Like,
you guys ready for this?
Ready.
Nintendo Switch 2 games cost $80.
Wow.
$80? What?
Yeah, that's right. So they'll be $100 in Canada for sure.
That I wasn't expecting.
That's a hike.
Okay.
We'll discuss this further down, because that rains on the parade a little bit, because that's a big jump.
I don't like that, not gonna lie.
I mean, we've been paying $80 in Canada for like the last 15 yeyears. That just means that now it's going to be even more expensive.
Yeah,
that's a hike. Like, that's more expensive than PlayStation 5 games.
Yeah, there's your tariff tax right there.
Yeah, brutal. Okay, let's move on. Talk about some happier things here. We got Switch 2 Tour. I think that was kind of neat. This one screams to me as like packaged in game, like not even on the level of like Wii Sports or anything like that. Like just like this says to me like you can download this for free from the eShop. Like and do this. Maybe it's like a full price game. I don't know, but
I can't remember. There was so much happening in this direct where like when it finally got to the point where they were telling when stuff was coming out and how much or where you could get it, I wasn't paying attention anymore because I was talking to you guys and I was so excited. So there is a lot of stuff where they did say when and where we can get it. I just wasn't paying attention, so I apologize in advance for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's okay because there's not much to talk about. We could just move on. The next thing that was shown is the new Pro controller. Looked pretty snazzy. Some buttons on the back.
Slick. It looked very. That's what I have to say about this Switch too, and like this, all the controls and stuff. It just looks so slick compared to. It makes the Switch look clunky almost.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Like the Pro controller, it was pretty much exactly what I thought it would be, like a nice, slick, modern, upgraded, nice-looking Pro controller. I don't think they needed to, again, like reinvent the wheel here for that Pro controller. They just needed to throw that C button on it, C for chat.
Yep.
And I think that's all they really needed.
I know, obviously, the Joy-Cons aren't going to be cross-compatible, but I wonder if Pro controllers will be. Because Pro controllers are expensive, so like if I can continue to use the Pro controller I have now with the new Switch 2, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for like the single,
especially for like the single player games that like where you don't need to use that chat feature.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That seems to me like something that should be compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. Because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Those are $80. So.
Yeah.
I bet you these ones are more, Al. If games cost $100, I shudder to think what a Pro controller is going to be, or the Joy-Con 2 as they are now affectionately known. Those are going to be
more expensive.
Expensive,
especially with the mouse compatibility.
Okay, so we got the official launch date of the Switch 2, June 5th. So I was thinking September. This is even more ambitious.
June. Oh my gosh! When they first did the trailer a month, 6 weeks ago or whatever, I said this is coming out in June, and I'm so excited that I was right about something for once. I'm so excited,
dude. I was looking at my prediction list that dude, I did a couple, and like every single thing I said is wrong except for Metroid Prime, which we'll get to. And that was the big one.
I'm never right about this stuff, so I was really stoked.
Dude, I went down the list. I was like, the price is wrong, the release date's wrong. There's no market. Like everything was actually. Let's go over. I have my list saved. We'll go over that at the end of the show just to see how awful it was. But I mean, hey, that's something I'm glad to be wrong about. You know, we'll have the Switch 2, you know, before we know it here. I mean, we are literally 2 months away from it launching. Like, that's crazy.
Which is the same as when the Switch came out. They did the presentation in January. It came out in March. So that makes a lot of sense to me, and I'm excited about it.
Yep.
You just nailed it because pretty much I also predicted June now. So yeah, a little virtual high five. Good job. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts exactly. I was thinking when they revealed that April Direct, I'm like, I'm feeling a similar time frame between that and the release. So June sounds right.
Exactly.
I was thinking like mid to late June though. This is coming in the first week of June, so that's even a little bit earlier than I was expecting. Even so,
I think they're trying to catch kids going for like summer break or something like that.
Summer break, and it's getting perfect timing because that June Direct is going to premiere right after that thing comes out, and I think we're going to start getting a lot of details on that second half of the year, a little bit of 2026 info as well, which is kind of what I was expecting regardless, but I wasn't sure if that Direct was going to be just before or just after Switch 2, but I'm guessing it's going to be just after this time.
Yeah, because like, you know, Mario Kart aside and Donkey Kong, which we'll get to, I don't know that there was a lot of stuff that was really like announced for the first 6 months of the Switch, like the Switch 2, excuse me. So we definitely have some stuff that's coming down the pipe, and I still do think, which we'll get to in just a second. You know what? Actually, I think we'll just get
coming down the warp pipe.
Yeah. Well, I'll just get to it right now. Actually, this is a good segue to talk about some of the enhanced Switch games that were going to be shown. This is one, like, so Al, Doom and I talked about this, and Doom was pretty gung-ho about there's going to be enhanced Switch editions. I didn't necessarily disagree, but I also was just like, I don't know, I need to see it before I can like truly believe it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think they'd be free, or I thought that they would just maybe like resell the editions, but no, they didn't.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think they were to be free. So
well, no, in that case, I was like, well, if I know Nintendo, they're just gonna charge us like $100 for the new Breath of the Wild upgrade or whatever. But no, so indeed, you are available to purchase upgrades for your Nintendo Switch games. They showed Mario Party Jamboree for what felt like forever. on this direct.
Well, because they added all these new
Yeah.
functionality in games for the new functionality of the Switch 2. Makes sense to me why they would show it.
Yeah, which is great. It's just one of those things for me where I'm just like, oh, okay.
Okay, what's next?
What's next? Like Jamboree, woohoo! Like, but I mean, like, and not to discount Jamboree, I'm sure it's fine. There certainly looked like there was a lot of additions that were made, so that looks really cool. And that one, I couldn't catch if it said that it was releasing July 24th or June 24th. I want to July maybe
Again,
makes
I missed
sense.
it.
Yeah,
June would make sense.
I was so locked into, you know, when you're so locked into something that like you start like you're hyper fixated on really small stuff, but then like the most obvious stuff just goes over your head. That's kind of what happened during Mario Party, where I was like hyper fixated and everything going on, but then I totally missed when it said it was coming out. So
and I mean, like, whatever, it's coming out. I'm not sure if any of us are necessarily going to be buying Mario Party Jamboree Enhanced Edition.
I love Mario Party. I'll probably be picking it up. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then shut my mouth. But I think the big thing here is like we got Breath of the Wild, Switch 2 edition. We got Tears of the Kingdom, Switch 2 edition. That looks absolutely awesome. They added in an interactive map to the game.
So yeah, well, it's not in the game. It's in the
it's in the NSO app.
Zelda Help or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, when we saw that, we were both like, "Oh, come on, hold my beer."
Just go to ZeldaDungeon.net.
Exactly. I said that, and then I like whispered. I was like, "Nintendo, don't be mad that I said that." But on top of that, like, sure, that's fine, that's cool, whatever. But there was also like you can share schematics with people on the NSO app, and also like if people make some crazy auto build, you can save that too. It's almost like the Mario Builder or whatever the heck it is, Mario Maker. Where you share like the different places and levels. It's like that. You can get somebody else's auto build. So I suck at building, and I can find auto builds on this app. I think that's incredible. I'm so excited for that.
Cool stuff. Arguably, maybe something that should have been in the base game, but I mean, whatever. Yes. That's totally fine. I'm curious to see how much these are going to be to upgrade.
I want to say 30.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, 20. I think 20 or 30, especially if the games are going to be $80. Like,
yeah.
But
yeah.
And I was very feeling the urge to play, and I've told Andy this, but I want to play Tears 2 for the 2-year, but now I want to wait until
you
June,
gotta wait.
at least.
Yeah, gotta wait.
Maybe even August after the marathon, but like I want to wait to play the Switch 2 experience.
Well,
yeah, I didn't think. Yeah, so I didn't think we were gonna get Tears of the. I was pretty gung ho about Breath of the Wild. I did not expect to get Tears of the Kingdom, at least right now. I felt like that was gonna be drip fed it to us later. So that was unexpected, but yeah, that's awesome.
I actually didn't expect Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom because I legit just thought that they would sell those games at full price.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going to actually just quickly check on something. So just to confirm, there were no physical editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Enhanced. Is that correct? I didn't see any.
I don't believe so. It seems like a paid upgrade.
Right,
I think it is. I'm just checking Zelda Dungeon now, and I don't see anything posted there.
You buy the upgrade if you already own it, but it did say that a lot of these games that are for Switch and Switch 2 can be bought digitally or hard copy.
Right.
So
okay.
Well, we do have Kirby in the Forgotten Land, our first Kirby game that is shown off.
So glad they showed so much.
It's not
Kirby
our last. But I mean, the real thing that we're all here for, or at least that I'm here for, Al, I don't know about you, is Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 is a cross-gen title.
And it's not just something that's backwards compatible. It's getting significant Switch 2 enhancements, like I said. Andy, they called us madmen. They called us crazy.
You know what though? They didn't call us crazy. The people that were against this, I still just can't understand anybody's rationale for being against this being a Nintendo Switch 2 title. I honestly can't. I kind of can if you're not. Listen, if you're not able to get the Switch 2 or Metroid Prime 4 on launch, and you're a little bit bitter that the Switch 1 game is maybe the lesser version, I totally get that. But in terms of like the overall health of the game, health of the series, this was the only choice. It was the only choice to do, and they did it, and I'm so happy that they did. They could have just sent this game to die just on the Switch, But they didn't, and I think that is so important. We are getting a Switch 2 They were very clear, by the way, to say like we're getting a physical Switch 2 edition, not just like an upgraded, like this is like the Switch 2 edition, and it certainly does have some upgrades on it. You could use your mouse controls and a few other things as well.
So they confirmed mouse controls, and then they confirmed HDR support as well, which is huge if you have an HDR compatible TV or a monitor. It basically for those who don't know, HDR gives you like a much wider color gamut, so you're going to get a lot more accurate colors and a more vivid presentation on that. And then they also confirmed you have a couple of options. You can do native 4K 60 FPS, or you can do native 1080p 120 FPS, which even that option just from a resolution perspective is even better than Switch 1, because technically Primary Mastered on Switch 1 is 900p, which you're not really going to tell a difference between that and 1080p, at least I can't, because that's such a small gap, but it is there. The 120 is obviously, that's the big selling point of that mode. I'm probably going to stick with the 4K 60. I don't really need 120 for something like Metroid Prime. That's more something for like, that's more something for like Doom, a very high-paced action octane type of game where I really want that extra frame rate. Regardless, though, I think it's cool that that's an option regardless, so it's up to the player to choose what they want to do. I was watching on the Discord, on the Discord stream, just because the actual one the audio was like off by 2 seconds on the actual YouTube stream I was watching, even when I refreshed it. So I definitely want to take a look at that footage.
I'm looking at it right
myself.
now. It looks incredible. Like this game.
Yeah,
and so what they're showing, by
I'm sure
the way,
it does. Yeah.
They're showing the footage that's shown in the trailer is from quality mode. HDR is not enabled. So quality mode is 4K 60 FPS. That looks this looks awesome. This looks absolutely awesome.
Definitely have to take a look. And then, I said I wasn't going to be insufferable about it. I gotta be a little bit insufferable, because a lot of people are gonna go, Doom, how on earth could you have possibly predicted that? And the answer is because it was obvious. It was really obvious.
That it was going to be on. Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, like
I will say
it's the only option.
I will say though, it doesn't look like it's going to be a launch title, so I will concede that. It does look like it's going to be coming out after the Switch 2, but I was more so gung-ho about like it is going to be on the Switch 2 and there is going to be some sort of visual enhancement to it, and that's exactly what we got. And so
yeah, I don't know that I was like gung-ho that it'd be like launch day one. I think it'd be great if it did launch day one. I think if it launches within the first, let's say, 8 weeks after the Switch 2, that's totally, like, that's a good time frame for it to launch in. And I think it will, because, like, what else is there going to be? Like, you got Mario Kart, you got Mario Party. There is spots open for Metroid Prime 4 to launch this summer. And I think that'd be a good place for it. So, yeah, I mean, like, listen, I know that there are some people out there that were, I don't know why, but like adamantly against the fact that this should not be a Switch 2 title. This is the only thing that made sense. It's the only thing that made sense. And I just like can't understand any kind of reasoning for not having that. Apparently Nintendo has just announced new Zelda amiibo, by the way, which is really cool.
Oh!
I'm assuming it's got to be some Age of Imprisonment.
Yeah, probably going to get those sages.
Okay, if we're going to talk about Amiibo, I was so shocked to see Amiibo during this Direct, and if we do get some for Age of Imprisonment, which we'll talk about here in a minute, I'm going to be mad because we didn't get any for Echoes. Like,
I was shocked to see Amiibo for, like, Street Fighter.
Fighter, yeah, I was like, what?
That one to me just seemed like a little bit of an odd one. But
like, that's awesome, but like, yeah, I didn't expect that.
I'm excited if you want to keep going with the Amiibo stuff, but like, you got to put some life back into it because it feels like it's fizzled out ever since Six Smash has been done.
Yes, that's you're probably right. It's very kind of like touch and go now. It's the champions from Tears of the Kingdom, I guess, is the Amiibo, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. So like Riju and Teiba's not that cool actually, but the rest of them are pretty sweet.
I love that means Teiba. The Teiba hate needs to stop.
That means Tulin's gonna get an amiibo too. Gross.
Tulin's cool. He's a good guy.
Tulin's great.
Oh, snot. The only snot-nosed brat worse than him is the actual snot-nosed brat from Wind Waker. That's the only one worse than Tulin.
Oh my gosh, I won't stand for this bird that's happening in this chat.
So these Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, by the way, are available June 5th. Tulin, Yunobo. You know what, though? It's not Drip Nobo. What are we doing?
I don't need Drip.
I would have bought like 6.
No Drip Yunobo. What are we doing?
Sidon and Riju are indeed there. I will... Oh my god, I will unfortunately be picking all of these up.
Me too.
I'm gonna be spending like $1,000 on launch day for Nintendo Switch.
I'm gonna add them to my amiibo shelf up here.
Even the Zonai robot. Hold on, I'm sorry to take us on a detour here. We gotta take a look at this amiibo.
Okay, go for it. My cat's freaking out. Give me 1 second.
Oh man, and there's a Zonai robot for Minoru. That is cool. That is really cool.
Is that like one of those bigger amiibo where like the arms are like outstretched over the base, or?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it looks pretty sweet. Dominique just linked us the Japanese Nintendo website here, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, well let's move on now. Now that Al's not here, we can talk about anything we want.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, we
my
did.
cat was like at the door, freaking out, screaming.
Oh boy.
So I had to let him in. Okay.
That's okay. Hi, Loki.
There also was, and this one I don't think was a shock. I think everyone was expecting this. We also did get a confirmation that Pokemon ZA is also going to get Switch 2 enhancements, which I think everyone I think is was pretty on board. Like I think since the moment that game was announced for 2025, I think everyone was like, well, I think we just got our first Switch 2 title announced, and there it is.
Yeah, there it is. And again, that one makes sense too. It didn't.
Yeah.
That one I don't think needed to be cross-gen as much as Metroid did, but certainly that's going to help the sales of that game. Not that game needed help selling any copies, of course, but okay. So let's move on. So that was indeed the upgrade there. We didn't get a lot of information about how like the pricing of that is going to work, but I mean we'll see. So moving on, we saw the first trailer for Drag and Drive. Kind of cool. Like
okay.
It looks like a. It reminds me of like wheelchair basketball. Actually, it looked kind of pretty intense. Like those guys, their biceps must have been absolutely jacked. So it kind of looked like wheelchair basketball mixed with Rocket League. Yeah, kind of cool.
Yes, it seemed like a fun little demonstration of the mouse cons too, because you could actually show. So we got confirmation that you can actually do dual mouse cons as well, and they were actually using them on the surface like you're pushing a wheelchair. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. I was making a bunch of dumb comments during that because I was watching them not on the game, but like where they were doing the double mouse Joy-Cons, and I was thinking to myself, like, I already struggle with like the bazillion controls that you need to do in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I can't imagine like using my left hand to like mouse something on a surface at the same time as my right hand, and then like lifting it up to shoot a basket. It just looked a little like crazy for my brain.
Yeah.
So you're gonna probably have to need like a lot of really good movement for that game, and that's not me. So.
Hey, that's all right. Okay, well, we got the third-party showcase here next, guys.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick. Smokes! I'm gonna go through game by game, and we could say as much or as little as we want to. We won't spend a bunch of time on any one of them. Maybe a couple minutes here because there's a lot, but we certainly start off with a bang. Elden Ring was confirmed. Tarnished Edition, indeed, was confirmed for Nintendo Switch. One of the very few things I actually predicted correctly. I think that's so huge. Like it's so. This is like when Skyrim was announced for the Switch. Even though it was an older game, it just kind of showed you like, listen, this isn't just gonna be your Nintendo games. Like you're also gonna have other stuff. And we'll come back to From Software obviously in a bit. But Elden Ring is coming. I would be tempted to buy this one again if I'm being honest with you, just to give it another go. Because I'm so much more likely to play games if they're on the Switch than any other console. Like I'm that guy. You know, so I'm pretty excited about this one.
Well, it makes sense too, because like I mean, you've told us before, you know, you're more of a portable gamer. That's your primary method of play.
Yeah,
so, I think it's totally reasonable that like you'd much rather play things on Switch, sacrifice some of that graphical horsepower for that portability, which is, you know, for you obviously the more important factor. So I'm glad that you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
On the Switch too, which is actually going to be able to run some of these games, which you know just wasn't possible on the Switch 1. Yeah, this third party showcase was hype as hell. Actually, like as someone who probably won't even buy these games, most of these games on Switch, like this was insanely hype. It's just like seeing like all the stuff that's coming. And I kind of expected like a big third, because like my thing when I was doing my third party predictions, you know, I didn't think it was appropriate to base it off the Switch One, because the thing with Switch One is you're going from the Wii U to the Switch. A lot of developers are going to be a lot more hesitant to commit to new Nintendo hardware after the absolute disaster that was the Wii U. This time could not be more opposite, and so I was expecting a pretty massive third-party showcase this time, and I think it delivered. Absolutely.
I think it big time delivered.
They knocked it out of the park.
Al, are you excited to play Elden Ring again?
I'm not interested. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to play Elden Ring. But my brother Shad, who I gifted Elden Ring after I decided I wasn't an Elden Ring player, I think he'll be excited that it's coming to the Switch. So,
what would you have done if they showed My Time in Tarnished Land?
My Time in Tarnished Land. The My Time games are already on the Switch. It's fine. Like, I think they'll look amazing. On the
what are you
Switch,
gonna do though when they show like a game like a cozy game, but it's not in a cozy setting? Like, what's gonna happen?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, like it's supposed to be like a
Elden
cozy
Ring farm simulator.
Yeah, it's like an Elden Ring farm sim or something like that. But you have these like insufferable bosses that take like 1 million hits to defeat in order to yield your crops.
I mean, Sandrock kind of has that a little bit. There are bosses that are just kind of ridiculous in there. So, I mean, sometimes these games, they expand. They're not just like the grind of the life sim or the building sim or the farm sim. They have like fighting and combat and adventure and story and stuff. So Andy's always like, I don't like the cozy. I'm like, cozy doesn't just mean the sim part. Like, it just is the vibe of the game. And Elden Ring is not cozy, okay? Like, it's just
I like some.
It's not
It
cozy.
depends on the game. It depends on the game. I like some cozy. Like, I mean, I love Animal Crossing. That's, I think, absolutely a cozy
Animal
game.
Crossing is a good example of cozy. So
yeah.
I
it
feel
doesn't always
like
have to be super cute.
a cozy game for me is like playing Super Metroid or like
I
don't know.
think Metroid has been added to the cozy game list, so I think you're good.
Okay.
I'm talking more traditional. I mean, I feel cozy when I play Doom. I wouldn't call that a cozy game, though.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't call Super Metroid one either. I don't know if I'm a big cozy, like in the traditional sense of the word, fan. You know what? My cozy game is playing like Picross, actually.
I wouldn't either, but like I definitely, like I said, there's definitely a few that I'm definitely into.
I feel like there's a difference between what you guys are considering cozy and what's considered like the life sim games.
Yeah.
You know, like they could be one and the same, but like it's a Venn diagram. There are like different things that people consider cozy just because of the vibe they get playing the game. Like you know, being like at peace when you're playing. If you have that with Metroid, then I totally think it's a cozy game.
Okay, speaking of cozy, Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch. A game where you just fight endless hordes of enemies over and over.
That could be cozy. Just depends on the day.
I am so excited for this. Actually, like I think that the first Hades was amazing. The second Hades looks awesome. I would, to be honest, my ambitions for it are like pretty low. All it needs to do is just be basically like the same thing with a different story, and I'm like, great, that's all I want. Perfect.
Yeah, and Hades 1 already ran fantastic on the Switch, so I mean, I doubt it's gonna have any problems on the Switch too. Literally the second I saw the Supergiant Games logo in the background, I knew. I'm like, Hades 2, let's go.
Yeah. So by the way, we're getting like new information as we're streaming. So if anything we're saying is wrong with like pricing or whatever, please forgive us. Information is flying through here as we're doing this. So we were hearing rumblings that the Zelda games might have physical releases, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Which is what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hear that. Did you?
It's
I didn't
fine.
hear Allison say that.
It's fine.
I'm pretty sure that didn't
Okay.
happen.
This is normal for my life. Nobody listens.
Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, Andy would never lie.
No. Who do you take before Al? Come on.
Oh my god. Okay, Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter, the only game shown in this direct that had Amiibo, actually.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So crazy. The Amiibo looked really good, though. I will say that. They look pretty bomb.
Yeah, the Amiibo look awesome. Like, I'm probably not going to collect them just because I don't really collect Street Fighter merch. But like, yeah, those look like some really good Amiibo. And I was expecting Monster Hunter Wilds as the Capcom game. Street Fighter 6 though just came out and is pretty massive. I was saying this during the direct because Street Fighter 5 missed out on the Switch, and a lot of people were expecting that to come to the Switch 1 as like a downgraded port. It never happened. So I'm glad SF6 is coming. SF6 had a pretty huge launch. The season pass has also been pretty good, and it looks like it's gonna come with the at least the first 2 passes.
Yeah.
The third one I'm assuming you're still gonna pay for extra, but yeah, that's a huge get. That's awesome.
Yeah, so to confirm, it does indeed, Al. You are correct. It does indeed look like the Zelda games will have physical editions there.
That's
what,
awesome.
What struck me about as a wrestling fan, what struck me about I believe Kimberly was her name from Street Fighter 6, is like I was looking at her, I was like, man, she looks exactly like Bianca Belair. She's got like the long braids. She's kind of got like the I don't know, same kind of like vibe to her. Pretty cool.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was like influenced by her. That
maybe. I will say I would have been a little bit more excited for the Street Fighter 6 amiibo if they were like some of the guys we knew, you know what I mean? Like if it was like Ryu or Guile or I mean I haven't stayed on top of Street Fighter in forever. So but I think that's cool that it's coming.
I know what you really would have wanted, Andy. You would have wanted some Street Fighter movie amiibo. That's what you really would have wanted.
There we go. Now we're talking. Damon Ex Machina makes its return. I don't know that anybody was necessarily clamoring for a sequel to this, but we are going to be getting one. I don't know how the first game did it all actually, but I mean, hey, cool.
I don't think I played the demo of the first game, and honestly, I thought it was kind of boring, which disappointed me because I usually love like mech assault type games. Yeah. But this one just didn't really jive with me when I played the demo. Though for people who did enjoy it, I'm happy they're getting a sequel.
Mm-hmm. So sorry. Last thing about the Zelda amiibo here. It looks like they're gonna launch June 5th, except for the Minoru one. That's going to launch later. That's all Nintendo says is later, and they're gonna unlock new fabric for Link. That's got to be like the lamest, I think. Like amiibo unlock is fabric for the paraglider. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Unless it looks sick, I still need to get in my 100% file. I still need to get the one from the Zelda and the Ganondorf amiibo.
Yeah. You know.
The thing that I don't like about those amiibo unlocks in those games is that they're all randomized. And so, like, you have to, like, if you really want to get those exclusive, like, skins and fabrics and whatnot, like, you have to grind over and over again. Yeah. You don't get it, reset your save file, and it's like, just give me the damn thing, you know? Don't make me grind, like, 30 minutes for
Breath
this.
of the Wild, and I understand, yeah, I get it, but I think they fixed that in Tears. I think if the first time you scan an amiibo and it has a cloth, it gives you the cloth first.
Okay, gotcha.
I want to say that. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're right. It does do that in Breath of the Wild where you have to grind it to get the outfits.
Okay.
I want to say they fixed that.
If they did fix that in Tears of the Kingdom, then that's good, because I don't think I used the amiibo in Tears. And if that is the case, I hope they also fix that for Breath of the Wild too. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Split Fiction was shown next. I haven't really heard about this game, but apparently it's been reviewing very well. So it's
been reviewing insanely good. Probably an early Game of the Year contender so far, according to review scores. So which doesn't surprise me. Joseph Ferris is a very talented developer. Yeah, this is one that I've wanted to play, but I need to find someone to actually play it with.
I don't know if it'll be me. I hate to say. It Takes Two and like some of their other games as well. Like they look really neat, but they've never gripped me as of yet. So, but that's pretty cool for fans of that. Of course, EA Sports, it's in the game. We got Big Madden coming. What they renamed FIFA to like FC now, right?
Yeah. It's so weird saying that. I was literally reading it during my predictions, and even like reading it out loud, like I was stumbling over my words because it just feels so wrong.
It feels weird. I don't care what it's called. I'm calling it FIFA.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hogwarts Legacy is coming, so there you go. That's fun.
I don't care about Hogwarts, but I mean, it's a big game. A lot of people play it, so a lot of people are gonna love it.
I
Definitely
consistently
not for me,
see it at the top of the Switch eShop charts.
Not for me for various reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, like there's the social reason, of course, of J.K. Rowling, which certainly I think has an impact.
Yeah,
but I also just heard it wasn't like that great of a game either. I think it was a great game if you're a Harry Potter fan, but if you're not, it's just like, what is this?
I will say, like, it's not that great. It kind of falls a little flat, to be honest, like the story and the gameplay. It's very repetitive. It was kind of Skyrim-like, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you kind of just don't want to play it.
Yeah.
That's the vibe you get from it.
Well, and unfortunately, like, I really do feel bad for, like longtime fans of Harry Potter, because, like, they've done nothing wrong, and you should be able to enjoy a game like this, like, kind of without feeling any certain kind of way, and I think it's unfortunate that the creator of that series has made that really hard for you to do as fans.
It's like, as a longtime Harry Potter fan, like, growing up with the series and stuff, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't hate the series, I just feel a little bit put off.
Yeah, I think
that's fair. Yeah,
and like, to be honest, like, the Harry Potter franchise, I think, has, like, grown beyond her, thankfully. So, like, you know,
it has.
Yeah, you know, Daniel Radcliffe, like, all those guys are allies. You know, which is great.
the main cast, like, has vocally spoken out against her. Yeah. So yeah.
So you know what? If you're excited for Hogwarts Legacy, I mean, that's sweet.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you. I hope the second game is better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm certainly not gonna, like, yell at anyone if they decide to buy it. Like, I'm not one of those guys. It just personally doesn't appeal to me. So
fair enough.
Tony Hawk 3 and 4, pretty cool.
Heck yeah, that's cool.
Good soundtrack.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
we got Hitman coming. Is anybody here clamoring for Hitman?
I mean, I remember it being super hype. Hitman, I want to say like 2014, 2013, 2015, those years maybe, or I could be off on years, but like
that seems like a 2007 kind of game to me, you know? Like,
oh, okay. Maybe I was just seeing it really late, but like I do remember back in the day people being super excited about it, and I kind of had an interest, but I was like, nah.
Well, I've played a lot of the old school Hitman games that I really enjoyed. I haven't played the new ones yet. They're on my backlog though, and this is that new reboot trilogy that they're porting over to Switch, and so that's definitely a huge get. Also, we didn't see any gameplay, but kind of a reconfirmation that IO's 007 game that they announced like years ago now is coming to Switch. It still looks like it's going to be a couple of years off just because we still don't have any gameplay, but that was a dope confirmation as well. I'm very excited to see what a 007 game from the Hitman studio looks like.
Yep, I think that's going to be really cool. Like I was saying during the stream, I think that there's like a lot of built-in love still on Nintendo consoles for Bond. Like I think that started obviously with GoldenEye, and I think that a lot of Nintendo fans that grew up with GoldenEye have a soft spot for Bond. Even though the game quality, I don't know that it's really been there since GoldenEye. Like I've played a couple Bond titles here and there, and like they were fine. But like
I love Agent Under Fire, Nightfire. Those are dope games. I love them.
Yeah, like I thought that they were fine. But my point is like I think you can get away with like I think that like traditionally a lot of people think of like Nintendo Switch or like Nintendo consoles in general is not a great place for third party games, especially like first person shooters. I think Bond is kind of a exception there. I think a lot of people have a love for Bond. So yeah, excited for that. Okay, so let's go. And by the way, we forgot to mention this earlier actually, but wow. I'm sorry guys, I'm just taking a look at something here.
Talk about that.
Nintendo Switch Online. There. So you do have to be a Nintendo Switch Online member to upgrade your Switch versions here. This cannot be right. Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack members get Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 upgrades for free.
They talked about that during the Direct. If you're an NSO member, you get free access to these, but then you can also pay for them separately.
I thought
about that during the Direct.
That you had to be an NSO member just to get it at all. You know what? That's pretty cool. That again adds a lot of value to NSO.
I think that's an insanely good value, especially with the other one, which we'll talk about in a bit.
It makes me a little worried though. Like, are they going to raise the price of NSO in the coming months?
Maybe. I mean, you're going to be paying $100 for a game.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, if the Switch is kind of going up in price, the games are going up in price, I wonder if NSO is going to kind of go up in price.
That doesn't surprise me. I'll be honest. That doesn't surprise me. I'll be honest. If NSO goes up like, $20, I think that's a fair proposition for what they're adding, especially with this and like I was hinting at earlier, the big addition that we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah, I think so. By the way, we forgot to mention that there's a SpongeBob SquarePants level in Tony Hawk.
Yes, I forgot about that. Totally, that caught me so off guard.
So there you go.
Yeah, so we got Doom and SpongeBob in Tony Hawk 3+4 now, that's awesome. I'm all here for it.
Okay, so really quickly to recap here, we've got Bravely Default coming, which is a great game. Probably not a game for everybody. I think you probably have to be a pretty big JRPG fan for that. But if you are a JRPG fan and you're into, like, I say this about the Tears of the Kingdom all the time. Like, if you're into the gameplay side of it, you're gonna love this game. I've played both of them. I haven't played Bravely Default, the latest one, but yeah, they're really, really great games. So that's coming out. What was the other game they announced? It was like a dragon or something like that. I forgot to write this down.
Yeah, it's Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, I want to say.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, Yakuza. There we go.
Which definitely that's one of the more popular Yakuza games. So yeah, that's definitely a huge get. This is another series I actually own pretty much the entire Yakuza series except for the new one that just came out, Infinite Wealth. This is definitely a series that's like on my backlog that I've been wanting to check out. So I think it's cool that we're getting like a director's cut coming to Switch.
Yeah. Well, we're focusing on Nintendo games next, and this is a big one. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment coming out this winter. Al, I suspect that we might do a breakdown of this on next week's Zelda cast. I shouldn't even say next week, in a couple of days. I think we'll do a breakdown.
I'm so stoked for this because I think we've been saying it for 2 years now that they would
at
do
least
a Hyrule Warriors version of like the Imprisonment War or the Imprisoning War. And I'm gonna say, like, Andy, you were convinced that we were going to see like Zelda news, Zelda game news, and we did. It's not like the 3D news we would hope for, but this is pretty close, and it's awesome. I'm a little wary, though. I feel like I have to protect my brain and my heart from this game, or at least the marketing of this game.
The thing that they specifically said is like the story leading up to Tears of the Kingdom. They said the same thing about Age of Calamity, and we all know. And you know what? That's totally fine if it's just like its own kind of like side spin, like what if kind of story. Like that's fine, but just say so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this game looks awesome, actually. Like Rauru looks great, Sonya looks great, Minoru looks great. Well, I'm really excited to hear like about those other 4 sages, because like you get nothing about them in Tears of the Kingdom. Like they're just like nameless, faceless dudes that show up. So if they can tell us who those people are, I think that's really cool. Plus, obviously, Zelda has a lot of new abilities that she didn't have in Age of Calamity. I gotta imagine you're playing as Ganondorf in this game, right?
God, you have to. Oh my God, I'm so excited if you are, because like, so Ganondorf in Hyrule Warriors, OG Hyrule Warriors, is a lot of fun to play as, but like I'm excited to learn more about Ganondorf because like if they give us the actual true before Tears of the Kingdom story, and like leading up to the imprisoning of him, I'm hoping that they like actually give him more backstory, more ambition, more than just like, I want to take over Hyrule, screw these guys.
I hope so. Yeah.
So I'm so excited for that. And he is like such an intense, imposing like character in this game, so I'm so excited to see if he's playable and what he can do.
This logo, by the way, looks fantastic.
Sick. So cool. Very cool.
This looks so cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for this, actually. I think it'll be great. It's going to be weird, though, not calling it Age of Upheaval, isn't it? After we've been calling it
Upheaval, which makes it... It honestly doesn't make sense that we were calling it that, because we were saying Age of Calamity, but it was like before the Calamity, whereas the upheaval happens, but this is going to be in the past. I don't know. Anyways.
Don't rain on my parade, Al.
The title card is sick. It looks, with the Ganon picture on it, is so cool. Good. I love it. I'm stoked for this. And again, I'm gonna keep my expectations a certain way, because I don't want to be let down and have that sour taste in my mouth like I did with Age of Calamity. But it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think I think my expectations are already kind of lowered like a little bit, so I think I'll be okay no matter what. Like even if it's just like a straight up prequel, Just knowing what happened last time, my expectation, like, I'm gonna be on guard for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, protecting.
Doom, any
my
thoughts
heart,
on
my
Age of
soul.
Imprisonment over on your end as not like a diehard Zelda guy?
Yeah, these games aren't really for me, but I'm super happy for the people that are into them. Which it sucks because like I really want to like these games because like there's so much love and fan service poured into them, and like I can they're just playing them. I can tell like this is a quality experience, but the gameplay just isn't for me. It's just a little repetitive, but. But yeah, a lot of people are into these games, and for those people that are, I'm super happy for you. This looks awesome if you're into that stuff.
Okay, quick update here, guys. We got an official list of what and what not is compatible with our Nintendo Switch 2. The original Joy-Cons are compatible. The
I
Pro
didn't
Controller,
think that would be a thing.
the Pro Controller is compatible.
Very cool.
Awesome.
The SNES, NES, N64, Sega, those controllers are all compatible. It looks like everything else is not. So if you have the Nintendo GameCube controller adapter, that is not compatible. Micro SD cords, HDMI.
Wow.
The
no
AC
GameCube
adapter.
controller adapter support.
No. They're going to make you buy the new one. The Ring Fit Adventure Ring-Con is not compatible.
Aw, sorry, Josh.
That
too
doesn't
bad.
surprise me.
There'll be a new Ring Fit game coming out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that's too bad. And the two-way charging is not compatible either. It's specifically, obviously, for Joy-Con 2.
Some of this I'm like not surprised, but like I'm more surprised that the original Joy-Cons will be compatible with the Switch 2. I'm excited about that, but like how are they not docked to the Switch 2? I'm guessing.
That's what I'm guessing.
Let me. I'm so sorry. Let me correct myself. The GameCube controller is compatible. I'm sorry, it is.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. I was worried for a moment. I'm like, oh man, I invested so much.
It was not compatible for like 8 in a row, and then like 8 after it was not compatible, and then this one was compatible, just right in the middle. So like, yeah, let's go. They do say it's the adapter specifically. So there you go. I thought it was just a USB port, so that makes sense.
It says, going back to Joy-Cons, it says, can be paired wirelessly, cannot be attached to Nintendo Switch 2.
Wow.
A Switch console or compatible accessories such as a Joy-Con charging grip or Joy-Con charging stand is required for charging. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, how are these going to be compatible?
That's what I expected.
And that's exciting because a lot of people have a lot of Joy-Cons because of all the different Joy-Cons that they've sold. So that's exciting that they're at least somewhat compatible with the Switch 2.
Okay, back to the Direct. We finally got it, guys. We finally got it. Nintendo GameCube games are coming. Wow, that is super hype. And man, this roster of games, this looks like a who's who of GameCube classics.
Hell of an opening salvo.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick. So I was being a little insufferable when we were talking about Metroid Prime 4 Enhanced. I think in return, it's fair that people can be a little bit insufferable with me because I was also adamant that there's absolutely no way we're going to see GameCube NSO anytime soon. And I'm gonna be eating some crow on that. We are indeed not only are we getting GameCube NSO, but I figured like if we ever got that, it would be a brand new tier. No, they're stacking that on top of expansion pass. Now, whether or not that gets a price increase or not, we still have to see. But it's being included in the expansion pass tier, and yeah, this is incredible. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's actually happening, but I could not be happier to be wrong.
I didn't think we'd see this today. I don't know if I'd say I thought it was impossible, but I didn't think we'd see it today, that's for sure. I thought it might make more sense in like a September Direct or something like that, because that's if you signed up for NSO day one, that's still when you're renewing. But I mean, man, what a roster! So we start off with one of the most beloved, of course, GameCube games, the Wind Waker. Now, Al, as you point out, and this is my first thought as well. Oh, this is the OG version of the Wind Waker.
It is SDOG Wind Waker. It's still a phenomenal game, but
it is.
God, Wind Waker HD was such an enhancement. I'm convinced that they're still gonna do HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess at some point, but this is a way to get the original, and I think that's cool. And of course, we're gonna get Twilight Princess because that was a GameCube game, I'm sure, down the line. But I was like, when they first announced the GameCube like Virtual Console, I was like, oh, this means we'll get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and the first thing they showed was Wind Waker. So like, it is really exciting. We are finally getting these games ported to Switch. Wind Waker first, obviously, and like in true what are these called? Not Virtual Console, but like true Virtual Console fashion. The stuff will come later.
Yeah,
so,
I think Virtual Console is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's really exciting. Wind Waker, the OG is not the best when it comes to sailing and like exploring and
it's not the worst either. Though, to be fair,
it's not the worst, but it's not the best. So I'm convinced we'll still see the HD version of these games. I'm sure, but like it is exciting for people that like speedrun these older schooler games and all that kind of stuff for them to be able to have easier access to this.
I definitely think. I was just gonna say, like, I definitely think we are going to see some more HD versions as well. And we actually already have that precedent set. We got Mario 64 on NSO, but then there was also that brief stint it had in the 3D All Stars collection as well. So we already have a precedent of like games appearing in both a physical release and an NSO release. So I definitely think we'll continue to see that. Nintendo will have an excuse to like charge you full price for some HD enhanced games, and then if you don't want to pay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think 40th anniversary next February, we'll probably see those HD ports.
I think we'll see them spaced out in preparation to the next mainline 3D Zelda as well. Because Nintendo loves, having like some smaller Zelda releases to kind of tide the fans over until then. I was about to say Tears of the Kingdom. Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD versions, that to me sounds like a good tide over, especially if they're a little bit even further enhanced from what the Wii U was. Like, maybe you get 4K 60 on Twilight and Wind Waker. I know you guys probably don't care about that, but
here's the thing. Like, I think that what you're trying to probably go for is a yearly Zelda release, and so obviously we know that for 2025, maybe there isn't a yearly Zelda release, although Wind Waker and Soul Calibur 2 on NSO could kind of constitute as that. Age of Imprisonment is going to be our 2026 release. I could see the next 3D Zelda game in 2027, so that maybe means that like, and when's the 40th? It's next year, right?
February next year, yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, like, I don't think they're going to release these games.
You would say winter 2026 or winter 2025.
Well, it said winter. So I mean, it's got to be winter 2026. You'd imagine.
Oh, I thought it would be 20.
I mean, like maybe it's 2025. Maybe it's December. Either way, like I don't think you're going to be releasing Age of Imprisonment and then like 2 months later be releasing like a Zelda 3D All Stars. I think that's how it's going to happen if it's going to happen.
Yeah, and we're also making. I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's just dropped. We've already had the exciting HD releases of this game. I think they're just going to be ports. I don't think it's going to be like Skyward Sword HD. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I think it's just going to be like, hey, look at what is now coming you could play on the Switch. That's kind of how I see it coming. And the 40th anniversary would be a perfect time to do that.
Yeah, I could see, like I said, I could see them dropping Twilight Princess on NSO in February. I couldn't see them releasing like HD to sell in February. But we'll see. We'll see.
I will say another thing that makes me really happy about GameCube NSO. So I freaking love Metroid Prime Remaster. That might technically be my favorite game of all time because it's like my favorite game of all time, but better. But at the same time, I do also really like that original version of Metroid Prime as well. And I did kind of wish that we had a way to experience that. I think this NSO app is going to give us more players a way to have that original experience as well. And so I'm really happy. I'm sure that they're going to have the original Metroid Prime at some point. Echoes will probably be joining as well. And so I'm very, very happy that we're going to have original versions of those games preserved. I think that, to me at least, I think that's very important.
As a person who hasn't played the remastered or the original, does the remastered make the original kind of unplayable? Because I kind of feel like that's how Wind Waker is.
I think for most people, yeah. For me personally, just because I grew up with those, because the control schemes are a lot more modernized in Prime Remastered. You're using. How familiar are you with first-person shooters?
Let me answer your question, Al. There is no reason for you to play the original Metroid Prime. For you,
yeah.
That's why I hear Wind Waker, the standard OG edition, being on the NSO now, because for a lot of players who have now played the HD version, like the sailing is going to be awful. The Triforce you get is going to be awful. So,
but you know what? I mean, like at least as of right now, it's a free upgrade for for your service. So I mean, like whatever, you can have your save states if you overshoot your your destination.
Oh
you don't
my
have to
gosh!
turn the
Oh
wind around.
no! I could just see it now. Mossy's is gonna do best of both worlds, play OG Wind Waker and regular, and Wind Waker
that's
HD
terrible.
at the marathon. Oh my god!
All right, let's run through some of these other games here. Link is not done. We've got him showing up in Soul Calibur 2.
Was sick.
I replayed Soul Calibur 2 during COVID in full. I did like everyone's like tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm stoked about that. F-Zero
awesome.
GX. F-Zero GX. I also replayed that during COVID, and this game absolutely owns. If
one of the best racing.
This game,
F-Zero
man,
GX.
Like, this has got to sell you on F-Zero.
One of the best racing games ever made, and honestly, one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. I freaking love F-Zero GX. I'm so happy that it's going to be on NSO.
And playing online, too. You can play that is hype.
Online play with your friends. That's going to be so... I'm definitely going to be running some GX matches. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so this launches day 1 as well, and there is a special GameCube controller that is coming out, which I'm not gonna lie, I would be tempted to buy that too. If
I'm buying
if
it.
I might be buying it myself. I'm not, even though I already have 4 perfectly functional GameCube controllers.
I want to shout out some of the games that are coming to GameCube online here pretty soon. They obviously no timetable here, but lots of really exciting titles. I'm just trying to find. I'm actually rewatching the direct here. One that stuck out to me was Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, a notoriously difficult GameCube game to track down, as well as Pokemon XD, actually Gale of Darkness. That's another one that's very, very rare. I also remember seeing Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion, which, I mean, that makes the entire Luigi's Mansion series playable on Switch now. That's pretty awesome. We're also hearing from Dominique, some Switch games will receive free updates on Switch 2 to improve gameplay, including ARMS, Captain Toad, Mario Odyssey, Mario 3D World, Clubhouse Games, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Big Brain Academy, and here we go, Al, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Thank God.
Oh, there we go.
Thank God.
Honestly, that's awesome.
I'm actually really happy to hear Captain Toad of all games is on that list, specifically because I'm sure one of those important upgrades is going to be mouse-con controls, which I love Captain Toad on the Wii U. Captain Toad on the Switch is fine, but it doesn't feel as intuitive without like the Wii U gamepad touch controls. The mouse-con controls, that feels like it's going to be a nice substitute, and the Switch version already has a ton of bonus content, so I think I'm definitely going to replay that with the Switch 2 upgrades. So very, very happy to hear that game is receiving those.
I'm so stoked.
I mean, that game desperately, I think, needed that.
It needs it. It's such a good game, but it really takes you out of the experience how laggy it is. So I'm so excited.
Okay, back to GameCube games here. We got Super Mario Sunshine coming, Super Mario Strikers, which is great. Chibi Robot, which I think is like a great title again to put.
Chibi Robo.
Oh, excuse me.
Before the fans get mad at us.
Yeah, all like 10 Chibi Robo fans out there. I think that that NSO works best when it's like putting on hard to find games that weren't widely available to play. You know,
totally agree. Yeah, you got a nice mix of like hype first party titles, hype third party titles, and then some like B-sides. I think we're starting off day 1 of GameCube NSO off with a bang.
Yeah, I think so too. That's gonna be awesome. I'm really, really excited for that. We got some more third-party stuff to go through here. Deltarune coming on. I think that'll be a big thing for a lot of people. So happy to see that. Borderlands 4, Civilization 7, WWE 2K, NBA 2K, Enter the Gungeon, Star Seeker. Someone stop me if they want to talk about any of these games, by the way. I didn't think so. Cyberpunk 2077. This is one I actually do want to talk about because I'm really excited for this. I really did want to play this actually, but I think we all know the story of how this game launched. Couldn't have been a worse launch. So excited to I don't know, I guess like play it in its fixed glory on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is one I will not be spending $100 on a new game, though. I'll wait for a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like this one is also, much like Elden Ring, looks like this one is also going to have the DLC bundled in, which is, from what I heard, is a pretty meaty expansion.
Yeah, you saw, I think, Idris Elba on the on the trailer there, and I'm pretty sure that's only at DLC.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that's actually played this, but
you are correct.
Okay, let's and then I guess the one last title, of course, that was shown is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So there you go. It not quite Rebirth, but I think that certainly paves the way for Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth is definitely going to come later.
Yeah, and I will play the hell out of it when it does. And then we had a montage of games shown, and just out of the blue, Silk Song is dropped. And you know what?
I know, just so random.
This is one of the things.
Song fans.
I don't. I think like I'm so sick and tired of hearing like, will we see Silk Song? Will we see Silk? It's like you'll see it when you see it, dude. I don't know.
Listen,
but
it's the same energy as Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD on the Switch.
Which is also incredibly annoying. But
that's where we are. I get it. I get the energy.
I mean, to be fair, I will call you out a little bit, Andy. That is kind of how you were acting with Tears of the Kingdom during that cycle.
I think there's a difference between Tears of the Kingdom and Silk Song.
There is a difference.
Just a tiny one. Just a tiny one. One of those sells multiple tens of millions of copies. But anyways, I was a little bit surprised to see it just kind of dropped in the montage here. Yeah. But I will say this. I do wonder if like Silk Song is one of those things that like maybe just isn't as big of a deal to the wider audience. Like even like obviously you have your casual gamers, which are like the 80% of your audience, which clearly this doesn't appeal to. But even like maybe there's like a 15% like more in like hardcore, for lack of a better word, gaming audience. I wonder if Silk Song doesn't appeal to them as much, or if it's just way more niche than we even think. I don't know, but I thought that this was surprising for an update for a game that has vocally had a lot of fans just like really clamoring for more information. And it said that it was releasing in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that many months left in 2025, so I mean, like, we got to be seeing it soon.
Yeah, I do have flashbacks of the what was it, the Microsoft 2023 press conference or 2024? I can't remember at this point, but they were showing a sizzle reel of third-party titles that were going to be released within a year's span, and the kickoff for that I remember was Silk Song. And then that ended up just not happening, and so I feel a little bit more confident this time that it'll actually release this year. But I mean, since there's actually a date like right there, or not a date, but like a year right there in the thumbnail. But I don't know. We'll see.
So a big portion of this trailer, like a solid 5 minutes plus, was donated to this next game, a new title, a Switch 2 exclusive, by the way, from Software called The Duskbloods, launching in 2026. This game is confirmed to have multiplayer. It kind of looked like that when like all those different playable characters were shown. It looks like a From Software game. You know what I mean? Like it looks kind of like an amalgamation of every From Software game you've seen, and that's not like a bad thing at all. Like it looks very much like Bloodborne. Yeah, you know, I can't say I'm like super excited for it, but I am. I'll tell you this: I'm excited that it showed up, because I think that's like, especially for an exclusive, like, and I can't imagine this stays exclusive forever, but like I think like that's just a big get for Nintendo, especially like we talked about earlier with Elden Ring, like attracting a different audience to your system. Like there it is right there. Like that's, you know, From Software is arguably one of the biggest publishers right now in the world, or developers in the world, and like their games are they feel like an event, and I feel like to have a game like this on Switch 2 exclusive, like that's big.
Yeah, FromSoft is one of those publishers, or I guess the developers technically, because Bandai owns them. But yeah, FromSoft is one of those developers where it's like their name almost carries as much weight as the IP itself. Very few developers have that kind of pull, where it's like even if it's a brand new IP, just if you see it's developed by FromSoft, like it's going to be a big deal.
I feel like you have like your Nintendos, your Naughty Dogs, your I don't know, like who's another developer on that caliber, where it's just like it's like it's almost like when Steven Spielberg makes a new movie, or like I'll go to see the Steven Spielberg movie, or like Chris Nolan. It's like I don't care what it's about. It's by this guy.
Sucker Punch, Valve. I mean, Valve rarely makes games, but I feel like anytime they're making a new game, that's like a pretty big event.
Okay. Anyway, so like this feels like a big game. I don't know if I will get it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the reviews are like. I think like and frankly like what the game like performs like on Switch. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I am interested to see some feedback before committing to that one.
I need to actually play like these type of games because I've never played Dark Souls, never played Elden Ring, Bloodborne, etc. But because I'm definitely lean a lot more sci-fi than fantasy. I know, shocker, right? But yeah, I've been interested in checking these games out. So maybe I'll become. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I need to actually like dive into this genre first before I like really start to get hyped.
Will you be playing the what's this game called again? The Dusk Bloods, Al? Will you be playing the Dusk Bloods?
The only thing I repeated the whole time that game was on screen was like, I don't like it.
There's some pretty creepy looking monsters in this.
There's
in this
a couple
trailer.
monsters. Listen, I talk about the ocean and why I don't like it. It's because of stuff like that, and you don't know what's in there, and that's the stuff that comes out of the ocean. So I'm not interested.
You know, I think most stuff that comes out of the ocean has gills, actually.
No, that it's like there's like freaky stuff in there that we don't know because we can't explore the ocean, and then especially in the deep waters because of all the pressure, all the like morphed faces of fish and stuff. It's freaky. That's what I'm trying to say.
I got it. Here's a sidebar. My favorite like documentaries to watch. You know those like nature documentaries that you watch. The only ones that I'm really interested in are like deep sea animals. That's my favorite.
Thank you. Oh my god, when those guys went in that submarine like last June or 2 Junes ago or whatever the heck, I was just like, what in the crazy psychotic, what are you doing?
Well, we are obligated to talk about the next announcement that we saw. This poor guy, by the way, I forget his name, but he like it looks like he's wearing an overcoat rather than a suit jacket. Like this guy needs a better tailor.
He needs a drip check.
Yeah, that was.
It just needed to be trimmed a little bit better to him, and it was just oversized. That's all.
Well, it was a little bit. Yeah. So the next game that we got was a sequel to Kirby's Air Ride. Like feelings on Kirby aside, I thought that this was a curious choice for this placement in the direct, like so close to the end, when I think your expectations are pretty high.
I mean, Kirby's Air Ride is a huge game for a lot of people, like especially Nintendo fans. Like this is, I'm just sure a lot of people are popping off right now. I'm excited.
Game I've played, like Kirby Air Ride is the only, like on the GameCube is the only Kirby game I've actually played, and it was so fun. My brothers and I had such a blast. I'm pretty sure we were fighting over it because it was so fun and we got grounded from it. But like,
you know what?
It was exciting for me to see this.
I'm gonna fact check you, Doom. This game wasn't that big. It sold 1 million copies. Like,
oh no, 1 million copies.
I should say
people enjoyed this game.
I should say it's developed a cult following. I mean, we're talking about the Nintendo GameCube, not exactly a huge seller here.
Oh, okay, but like Metroid Prime, it's almost tripled that on Nintendo GameCube.
It's developed a cult following in the years since, is what I'm saying. A lot of people are hyped. I'm willing to bet it's going to sell more than 1 million copies this time.
Well, yes, I would bet that as well. Yeah, I don't know. This was pretty underwhelming, I thought. Even by, like, not my kind of Kirby gimmick aside. If this is hype for you, like, that's really cool. I thought it was curious to release it, or to show this trailer at, like, the very end of the Direct. And it, particularly when it just kind of looks like a worse version of a Mario Kart game to me. I can't say that I
very
love this.
different.
I'm sure it is different, but I mean, like, you look at the trailer, like, what does it look like, right? Like, it looks like a racing game with Nintendo characters on different, like, you got Kirby on a motorcycle, you got Kirby on his star, you got Kirby on the box thing there. It didn't stick out to me. I would not have placed it here in this Direct.
I think if it was the one more thing, that would have been understandable. But I mean, it wasn't the one more thing.
No, but it's pretty close to the end of the Direct when, like, you're kind of ramping up for, like, okay, are we gonna see something really big? And I can't say that I think this is like a really big title.
Typically the way these these play out too is like usually you get the one more thing after the third-party sizzle reel. Instead, we got 2 back-to-back first-party reveals. So I certainly didn't mind. But then again, I'm also excited for the game. So,
yeah, I don't know. We're getting some feedback that like lots of people were hoping it would be. I didn't see a single soul talking about Kirby's Air Ride before this. And I'm not here to say that like I think that game is bad. I think that game was fine.
I don't think anybody I don't think anybody expected it is the thing.
Yeah, and like,
I mean it's been like 20 years.
Yeah, so which is again why I thought it was a curious. I think to me, like once you get past the third party sizzle reel, like you want to do like a couple of big games and one more thing. And this so we had 2 games, and I don't know, guys. I don't think that this was I don't think that this was like a major game announcement for me. It fell a little bit short. And that's without the Kirby hate. Like I don't know what to say.
This is what Josh said to Andy yesterday: is stop being so depressing.
Listen, like have I been negative about anything else on this direct?
No, but it's Kirby, so of course you're going to be negative about it.
I know, and I'm not doing it just because it's Kirby. Like I think the game will probably be fine. Actually, it's a curious placement for me on the direct because like I at this point I'm kind of like, okay, like where is Mario? Like where's the next like big thing? And when you see this another like racing game that you know it looks similar to Mario Kart. I sorry, but it does. I thought it was misplaced in this direct, but that's okay.
Maybe you should play the game for maybe you should play the game for yourself and see if it really is like Mario Kart or not. Little green eggs and ham.
Listen, I'm not saying the game plays like Mario Kart. I know people are going to say I said that. What I'm saying is the game looks, in this trailer, this game looks similar to Mario Kart. It looks like there is, you know, kart racing. It looks like there's different, like it does. I don't know what to say. And listen, I think that, you know what, this will probably sell, you know, 2, 3, 4 million copies, and people will like it, and that's great. It didn't stir the drink for me, but that's okay. What did stir the drink for me is our last game that was shown. I wasn't expecting this to close the direct. I was expecting Donkey Kong, in a way, but I have to admit, I thought it might be more likely to get 2D Donkey Kong, but nope, we got a new 3D DK game called DK Bonanza, which looks pretty sweet. Although I have to get this out of the way, I hate the way that Donkey Kong looks. This looks not like this does not look good. Like Donkey Kong's character model, his character model itself specifically.
I don't want to say I hate it. I'm fine with it, but like I mean, we've talked about this before, Andy. Like I much prefer the Kevin Bayliss rare design of Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And so part of that is just because that's what I'm used to, but also like I think a part of that I just genuinely just like
I just think it looks better.
That design better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that being said though, like obviously I'm not just gonna not buy the game just because I don't like the design, because everything surrounding
this will be a day
game
one buy.
Looks phenomenal. This looks incredibly ambitious. It definitely there was so. I talked about in my direct predictions, there was this rumor that the 3D Mario team was working on a 3D Donkey Kong. I don't know. This kind of looks like maybe an EPD style game. I don't know. Maybe that rumor actually was true. I was kind of just joking when I said that, but I don't know. This does look like kind of like an open world Donkey Kong game.
I actually, here's the thing. It doesn't look like a Donkey Kong game. Like to me, like it looks like a Mario game. And that's not a criticism at all. But like it doesn't certainly have a lot of the imagery that you would come to expect from DK. There is that one portion where you see kind of the 2D portion of it, but I'm both like pro and con with this. Like I think it's both good and bad. I do wish that they could have incorporated like maybe a few more elements of like Donkey Kong Country into here. I hate this Donkey Kong. Like looking at the Donkey Kong model though, like I just think it looks really bad. And like not even in a way that takes a little bit of time to get used to. I don't think it looks good. I don't. And obviously like no Kong family in here either, like no Diddy, no Cranky, nothing like that, which I think is a big part of the Donkey Kong like appeal, at least for me. So the game itself looks absolutely awesome, but we
We might get some of that later, although it does look like this is going to be more single player focused as opposed to country, where you do have those partners kind of tagging along with you all the time. So I don't know. This looks really cool though. Like the platforming looks like it's a blast. So you can take parts of like the environment, like actually rip it out and then like toss it over. Like it looks like there's like destructible environments, which isn't really something we've seen in like a 3D Mario / Donkey Kong game now, I guess. So I'm curious how that affects the gameplay. You can like there's like these dig dug sequences where you can like dig underground and like carve all these paths to find new areas. Like this looks like a really meaty experience, and it's coming out in July, which is way sooner than I would have expected. Like, you know, the big 3D platformer game. I was expecting this to be like a holiday title, so I'm wondering like what the heck is going to be the Nintendo holiday title this year, because I think
it's going to still be Mario. I think that's still on the table. Maybe less likely, but it still could be.
Because that's the thing. It's like, well, if this is Nintendo EPD, then like where the heck is 3D Mario, first of all? But then it's also, second of all, like I don't know if you release this and the 3D Donkey Kong the same year. I don't know, but who knows at this point?
I want to say, as a person who hasn't played Donkey Kong since like the SNES days, this looks so exciting. I don't care what Andy says about the character model. I think Donkey Kong looks great. The vibe of the gameplay and like the comedic like cutscenes that we were seeing was giving me like early Spyro, Jak and Daxter 1 vibes, which is like my jam from back in the day. I am so stoked. I never thought I would say I'm so stoked to play a Donkey Kong game. Like I'm really excited for this, and it comes out near my birthday, so I'm really excited.
And one thing about this, which is why it looks like a Mario title, is you clearly have a companion here, like that little purple rock guy. It follows DK around everywhere. So yeah, this game looks very exciting. It doesn't look like a Donkey Kong game, but it looks like a great game, if that makes sense. So I'm very excited to play it. I do think that DK could have maybe used like a bit of a freshen up after Country, but I do still wish that there maybe was a little bit of design elements that were left over, and hopefully we can get some of those other Kong characters in here. This to me just looks like the Seth Rogen version of DK. Like that, honestly, that's what comes to mind for me, is like making almost a new version of DK.
Well, both of these new DK models are like heavily influenced by like the original Donkey Kong art from the arcade. So I think that's why they both come across to that. Obviously, Seth Rogen is not going to be voicing this DK, so.
Well, maybe he is. We don't know that. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this game looks like I'm really excited. It's been a long time since we've had 3D Donkey Kong.
This game looks phenomenal. I mean, this is going to be a day one buy for me, almost certainly. I'm very excited. I also want to say, so like, I think we all expected the direction the Switch 2 is going to go with hardware-wise. It's going to be a more powerful Switch with some quality of life bells and whistles, and that's pretty much what we're getting here. I was hoping that the software would kind of take that more ambitious direction where the actual hardware doesn't, and it does indeed look like we're getting that between this new DK title and Mario. These are incredibly ambitious titles.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure we're barely scraping the surface of what's to come. I'm so excited.
I expect this game to be shown off in a big way tomorrow and Friday in Treehouse. I think that this will be like, I think we'll learn a lot more about this game.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And we'll almost certainly get another blowout when the inevitable June Direct comes around as well. So
yeah, that's right. So yeah, I mean, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks really, really great. And that was the final game. The final game shown, so a lot of confidence in this game to end this Direct. You think back to the Switch Direct, like you had Breath of the Wild, which was a generational title. I'm not expecting the same thing from this game, but that's not to say that it certainly doesn't look absolutely fantastic. But clearly Nintendo is, if they're putting this game in this position, they think that they've got a hit on their hands. And by I mean, what we saw in the trailer, like it looks like they do. Like this looks awesome. And that was the Direct, and it ended. So there it is. There was no one more thing. There was no sneak peek trailers, nothing like that.
I love how they were like, "Thanks for watching till the end."
Yeah.
Like we were gonna leave.
Yeah.
So a couple things that we didn't see in the Direct, but obviously have came out after, was the price of the Switch 2, which is curious why they didn't say that in the actual Direct. That would have save some confusion, I think. And pre-orders for the Switch 2 go live on April the 9th. And if you're an NSO subscriber, you get first dibs through My Nintendo.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing it. They did the same thing with Alarmo, and I think this is a good way to like for fans to like get in there early access without having to worry about like scalper, or at least much decreased number of scalpers at the very least. So I'm glad that's happening, and I get paid tomorrow, so I'm also happy that that I'll have my paycheck. I'll probably have my tax return by then too, so I'll definitely be getting on that Switch 2 pre-order.
I will be definitely. I legit am gonna be spending like $1,000 the day that this, because I'm gonna buy Mario Kart, I'm gonna buy the Switch 2, I'm gonna buy those amiibo, and they're probably gonna sucker me for a GameCube controller as well. So
yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, so a couple things that we didn't see in this trailer. I was shocked to not see a 3D Mario, although like this Donkey Kong game looks like a 3D Mario in everything but name and character model. Like, so yeah, that's one thing that we didn't see.
Yeah,
I gotta imagine that that's coming soon. Like it could be. I think it's not impossible that it's still on the table for November. I think that still could be the game.
Not impossible, but I'd say the odds are pretty low at this point. I would say
certainly lower.
Yeah.
If I was guessing, I would say that Pokemon Legends is probably that game for November.
Yep, I agree.
Probably makes sense.
I feel like Pokemon is November, and then Metroid is probably going to be like August, September. That feels right to me.
I could see that. Yeah, I think that. I think that Metroid Prime, obviously that didn't have a release date. But once again, it is a cross-gen title, so we could finally put that debate to bed. Of course,
I'm so glad we don't have to debate about that anymore. That was so exhausting.
and it was just like stupid. Like I'm sorry, like everyone out there that was saying that Metroid Prime 4 doesn't need the Switch 2, like that was just a stupid argument. I'm sorry, but it's true. So I'm glad that we don't have to talk about that anymore. Obviously, no release date given yet, but I would expect to see that again pretty quickly. I think
I could even see it tomorrow, June
actually.
Direct. I don't think we see it tomorrow. I do think the June Direct we'll see like a pretty substantial, because we haven't really gotten a traditional Metroid Prime 4 trailer yet, and we can talk about more about this on the podcast next week. But yeah, we've gotten some extended gameplay segments, but we haven't gotten, that traditional Nintendo style trailer where we get like a giant overview of like, tons of areas and action sequences and puzzles and whatnot. We haven't really gotten that yet, and it's very clear with the way that they're doing these trailers that they're still hiding quite a bit of this game. So very excited to see that in June.
I wouldn't say it's impossible though that maybe it shows. I think we're going to see a lot of Mario Kart tomorrow. I think we're going to see some DK tomorrow. Yeah,
maybe some Age of
Imprisonment. Yeah, maybe.
I also think it's not impossible we see some other of those enhanced games. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, maybe not, because I feel like the Treehouse is more to demo gameplay mechanics. It's like with some of the other enhanced games, like Tears of the Kingdom and whatnot. I don't think they do it, because I mean, it's like, hey, here's a game you've already played before. Now it looks a little prettier, runs a little smoother. I don't really know how you can make a Treehouse segment out of that. But then again, who knows?
I mean,
I think you could do that pretty easily.
You do like Tears of the Kingdom, and you do that new functionality of getting the auto builds.
I would actually be surprised if they didn't show the enhanced versions in the Treehouse.
I feel like Mario Party makes more sense just because that has like new content that you could show off. So I expect to see like that. Maybe I think they also showed that for Kirby Forgotten Land, that's also going to have like some bonus DLC content. So I could see maybe those two, but
I mean, I can see all of it, to be honest. Like, they've got multiple hours to fill, so I don't think
it's Nintendo. They can do whatever they want.
But yes, so we didn't see a new 3D Mario. We obviously didn't see the next big Zelda game, but they certainly gave us enough Zelda to satiate our appetites for now. Metroid Prime 4 was confirmed, so that was a big thing for us. And I am so glad that this is just like officially confirmed now. It feels good.
I'm relieved. I'm relieved more than anything.
Me too. Honestly, that would have been such a misstep if this did not launch on Switch 2. So I'm glad that it is. And I think that it launched in a way where people that were saying like, oh, it's just going to be a Switch port that's playable could probably say that they were right as well. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
Probably not, because the people that say it was going to be Switch port were like, no, you're going to be able to play it on Switch 2 because it's backwards compatible. They made it very clear, like, no, you are going to get Switch 2 visual enhancements and mouse-con compatibility. Like, I think that fairly puts it into, like, the cross-gen territory that we were expecting.
I would agree with that, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, just a knockout direct. Really, like, a knockout direct. I thought that the ending... wasn't quite as impactful, I don't think, as the Switch presentation, which is what we're comparing it to, because I mean that was just the greatest ending to a direct, like I think, of all time. But I mean it wasn't super far off either. Like the new DK announcement was awesome. The Souls game looks pretty sweet. So yeah, like lots of good stuff shown throughout this direct. I'm really excited for the Switch 2. This was exactly what it needed to be. Just a great showcase for what you can expect. Although I will say, so really we only have games up until up until July, right? Like after that, there's nothing.
I mean, some of the stuff that they were showcasing, they were saying like late 2025, some was 2026. So, I mean, they were highlighting some of those things that are coming later. But I'm sure once we get the June direct, they'll be like, here's what's coming to the Switch 2 for the rest of the year, whatever, So.
Yeah, because Age of Imprisonment was technically confirmed for winter, so that's probably going to be like, I would say probably a December title, honestly, because I don't see that releasing in November.
I could see it in like January, February, to be honest, even.
Well, they said winter 2025 though, specific, or unless I'm misremembering.
I think they just said winter.
Okay.
I could be mistaken though. Someone could fact check me on that, but I mean either way, like that. So that game isn't going to be too far away. I think we're gonna be playing Metroid Prime 4 in let's just say the fall. I think it's gonna be the fall, which is like a pretty good spot for it. I think.
I think late summer to fall. Yeah. It would actually be pretty hype if it came out in August to coincide with the anniversary, but
I'm just watching back to see when Age. It just says coming this winter. So
okay, gotcha.
Who knows what that means?
Yes.
In Canada, winter lasts for months. Could mean anything. So there we go.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, I talked about it at the beginning of our little retrospective here. I guess, but this is like an all-timer direct for me. I really have to like go back and watch some of those other direct presentations to really rank it. But like, I mean, literally, like the goal here was really simple. It's just like, hey, show me that new Mario Kart and make it look good, and then just confirm Metroid Prime 4 is getting enhancements on Switch 2. They did both of that and a hell of a lot more, and so it pretty much knocked it out of the park for me. I couldn't be happier.
Okay, Doom, let's quickly go over my predictions from... Who's got a good sound?
Not me.
All right, Doom.
I've been sitting here for 3 hours. I'm starting to feel squirrely.
All right, so my prediction...
Hang on, I might have a soundboard up here. Give me a few moments.
That's okay. We don't need that. We can just go. So, my predictions: launch in September or October. $3.99 USD. One other model shown. That's still probably an but there was a bundle. There was a bundle,
which I didn't. I'll at least give you that because I didn't think there was. I thought it was going to be one. I thought there was going to be one package only. I didn't think there was going to be multiple SKUs. So
yeah, let's take that. That's okay. And no new NSO features beyond what we know. A new Mario Kart is launch title. Yes, has several non-Mario characters. No, that was not shown. Metroid Prime 4 revealed to be a cross-gen launch window title. Well, certainly cross-gen. We don't know about the launch window title yet, but I think like if it's in September, I'd consider that launch window. Like what I'd consider like the first 3 months.
I would consider the first year the launch window. That's
so Pokemon Legends also cross-gen. Yes, one of either Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or Halo is shown for Switch 2. Yes. At least
got a 2 out of 3 there. Not bad.
At least one enhanced Switch port is coming to Switch 2. Yes. Mario Odyssey 2 revealed. No. That is not, and then the rest of these were clearly never going to happen, so we don't even have to talk about those. But Star Fox Grand Prix did not show up. Xenosaga Trilogy did not show up, nor did Mother 3 on NSO. Those were never things I thought were coming true. Although I did kind of think we might see the next 3D Zelda game. I wasn't like 100% wrong. Like we did see Age of Imprisonment, so I'll give myself a point.
I'm
let
not
me
giving
have
that
it.
to
Come
you.
on, give me a half
You
point.
said the next mainline 3Ds. I'm not giving.
On our episode too.
And
I
I
could get
specifically
away
said
with
you're
it.
crazy. I said, you know what? I hope you're right because I think that would be hype. But you're crazy for that prediction.
I thought so too. Andy's like, I'm convinced. I'm so sure. I was like, I don't think so, Andy.
This is my show. Who are you guys? Come on, let me have it.
You're outvoted.
I
Damn!
think the next Hyrule Warriors game is like right up like our alley of what needs to be happening right now in Zelda. I
Yeah.
think that's perfect.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that would have been great for like last year for 2024. I guess that you had Echoes of Wisdom, so
We had Echoes, so
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Honestly, this is a pretty good year for Zelda, all things considered. I was expecting one thing, and that was Breath of the Wild Enhanced. We're getting that, and Tears of the Kingdom Enhanced, and a new Hyrule Warriors game. I think this is a pretty good year for Zelda fans, if you ask me.
You know, anytime there's Zelda news, I'm like, thank God we have
Thank
something to talk
God.
about on the podcast.
yes. Okay.
How do you think we feel on the Metroid podcast?
Here's what's next, everybody. On Sunday, Al and I will be breaking down the Age of Imprisonment trailer and also just like discussing the Zelda specific releases here. We'll talk about the Amiibo. We'll talk about Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Enhanced Editions. So we got that going on. Next week, when Doom and I return on the show, you know what? We really don't have much to talk about for Metroid, to be honest with you, beyond what we saw last week. But maybe what we'll do is we'll break down like frame by frame the last Metroid Prime trailer, and we'll talk about what we did see for you know, obviously what was shown today. Talk about the confirmation that the game is indeed cross-gen, so that is fantastic. And you know what? By then, maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll announce some new stuff in the Treehouse, just like they did with Samus Returns all those years ago.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
So we'll see. Well,
you're still holding on to hope for that Samus Returns HD port.
I'll never.
I'm
let
sorry,
it.
Andy.
No, I think the time is unfortunately officially. I think the door is closed on that, but the door is open for it to come to Switch 2 now. So there we go. There we go.
This poor man.
There was a. Oh, it was Bravely Default, actually. That was a 3DS game that was shown coming to Switch 2. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Not impossible, I would say. We'll see. Maybe? Anybody? No? Okay. All right. Well, in that
We've been
case...
here a minute. You're losing us.
I think Al is about to go... I wish I could go back to
zoning
bed.
out,
I have a lot of stuff to write for OmegaMetroid.com.
I am wide awake right now. There ain't no going back to bed anymore.
Perfect. You can help me. Okay. Well, I think that's it, guys. Unless we have any final thoughts about this direct that we just want to mention here.
I'm good. I feel very content.
Al just wants
and
to
happy.
leave.
And like I said, I think before we really started the show, is like I always love these things that happen because I just feel like they jumpstart and give us all life again. So I'm just happy this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Great direct.
Great direct. A+.
Incredible direct. Not looking forward to what my wallet is going to look like after this.
Let's not even go there, man. Oh my God. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us on stream. Everybody that was here for the last 3 hours with us, it was very appreciated. Well, I'm sure that our Discord notifications are crazy, so we'll get in there and start talking to everybody and chatting about everything we saw today. We do want to let everybody know that, of course, check out the ZeldaCast and the Omega Metroid podcast wherever you get your podcast. So go like, subscribe, recommend, rate, review, all that kind of fun stuff. Give us a follow wherever you are. We are on Blue Sky at the ZeldaCast, at Omega Metroid, at Spiteri316, at Allison Letha, and at Duminal Cross. And of course, if you like what we do here, you like what we're about, we do have a Patreon where you can actually check out, there's bonus shows for both ZeldaCast and Omega Metroid. It's patreon.com/spnet. That will of course give you access to monthly bonus shows for both shows and even virtual theater stuff on there as well. So go and check that out. And check out OmegaMetroid.com and ZeldaDungeon.net. We're gonna have all the news breaking down everything here from today. So really excited about everything that we saw here. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us. And we're going to get the heck out of here. We've been up since God knows when, but it was totally worth it. What a direct. What a day. Can't wait for the treehouse and all the new information that we're going to get. Everybody, enjoy your Switch 2 day to day, my friends. We'll see you next time. Hey, everyone. If you enjoyed this clip and want to see more of the Zelda cast, make sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform of choice and subscribe. There are over 200 episodes in the vault that will provide you with hundreds of hours of Zelda content for you to enjoy. You can listen to us when you're on a walk, fighting Ganon, trying to sleep, whatever. And if you want to see these shows as they happen, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/TheZeldaCast, where you can watch our beautiful faces talk about Zelda every single week. Don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.